Hey up.
I'm in front of me, that filthy piece of tow rag.
Cheers! I hope you're having a lovely Sunday. Well, today I would like to talk a little bit about your waterworks. Oh, saucy, yeah. And maybe a bit about Tobias, Ellwood, and EV cars, electric vehicles. Oh dearie me. Oh dear, they're all kicking off. That they are. Well, oh, I don't really know what to say. Really, it just seems like every day, and in fact twice a day today, because it's the second live stream of the day. It seems that everything's pretty messed up, wouldn't you say? I would, most certainly would. Yeah, including my cameras all on the wonk. Oh my god, what's happened there? Oh dear. That way, that way. I don't know. Oh, anyway, that have to do. That will. Well, hold on to your faucets, guys and gals, because I think I'm about to explode like a burst pipe, maybe. Now, Lefty Boater, who might be here at the moment, maybe not. Oh, is there a Lefty Boater here? No, Lefty Boater. I can't see Lefty Boater. Did I see Lefty Boater? Oh, anyway, Lefty Boater sent me a link about your pipes. Yeah, you got to look after your pipes that you have. Now, my old man, my father, he's a Brexiter. Yeah, he told me it's okay having lead pipes. You see, as long as you don't move them or touch them or do anything with them, because the scale inside protects you from the lead. Well, that didn't save my dear missus's little niece or nephew, yeah, who well, not nephew, yeah, nephew, who died as a baby from lead poison, chewing on the paint of a cot. It was an old cot, you see. Chew, got lead poisoned. Yeah, babies or children are particularly susceptible to lead poisoning. Yeah, and oh my god, it's so hot in there. The window wide open over there. Bang on down there. It must be in the 30s. It's so muggy. Well, I kind of stumbled upon this little article that I have, so I had a look at it and what have you. Didn't realise how severe the situation really is. And now you've got Thames Water. Well, Thames Water possibly could be nationalised, and all this extra cost of changing all these water pipes over, they're going to land on, well, on the Exchequer's pocket. Probably, if it's nationalised. Well, it shouldn't be, should it? No. Now, quite frankly, this is just another gem of government incompetence and obviously privatisation, incompetence and greed. Yeah. It's got a bit of a fuming like a kettle, really. It reminded me that my dad's water pipe never was changed. It was sold with it in. Now, if you live in France, you have to have checks and tests and stuff done on your house before you can sell it. And the paint and all sorts of stuff. Make sure it's not toxic. You get a big file of stuff, you see. That has to go with the house sale. And that is done before the house actually gets put on the market. That's how it is in France. But not in the UK. Oh, I'll sell you any old shit. Yeah, including lead in your pipes. Yeah, don't worry, lead in the pencil's fine. That's fine. Keep that. Yeah, as long as you can. Maybe occasionally use it. Maybe. Well, brace yourselves, because apparently the geniuses in power are considering nationalising Thames Water. While conveniently turning a blind eye to the fact that the water companies in the country, not just Thames Water, all of them, haven't bothered to replace over 3 million toxic lead pipes in their networks. Now, usually it's just a spigot. It's just a short bit of pipe. Most of the actual water pipes leading to the houses are PTP, the plastic pipes. But that's what normally would be, you see. But if it isn't, what you have is leading to your water meter or your, if you haven't got a water meter, or to your house, you'll have like a lead pipe comes out. It's a fatter pipe. And usually have loads of paint all over it. And there'll be a bulbous bit on the end. Yeah, not that pipe. Saucy. Well, there's a bulbous bit on the end. What they do is when you you have like a little bronze or brass spigot, a little short bit of pipe, which you'll then connect to your water meter or what have you, and then you ream out the end of your lead pipe with a special tool. Ream it out so it flares it out. You drive that brass bit in there. You've got to make sure it's all clean and that, you see. Right, there's flux in there and whatever you've got to do. And you basically fill that with lead. And you keep building up a lead, build up a lead until you get this big bulbous lump. And then you clean it up with a bit of sandpaper and, you know, it all looks kind of like bulbousy. And then that's it. But my dad's argument, the lime will actually protect you from lead poisoning. Well, it's not really going to protect you from much at all, is it? No, because it's going to take a while for that lime to build up inside the pipe anyway. And every time it gets disturbed, vibration, bits of lime are going to fall off. And yeah, that's bollocks. The lead is still there. It's not, you're not being protected by the lime. No, you've been poisoned by the lead. Slowly. Death by 1,000 cuts, you could say. Well, it's not great, is it? So, I mean, seriously. We're living in the 21st century. And our water supply is flowing through lead pipes. Like it's ancient Rome or something. It's like they're trying to poison us slowly, bit by bit. Yeah. One glass of tap water at a time. Actually, they're probably trying to do that anyway, considering it's full of, other stuff. Because my dear daughter, they had a test done on her water, and it was high in nitrates. I told you before. Well, and don't get me started on these old water companies, though. Same ones. That charge, well, you a fortune. And then pump the poop in the rivers and the seas. And charge you for that. Then they charge you for a measly bottle of water while neglecting to provide it, well, as safe and clean. Well, especially through those pipes, because not be funny. Yeah, it's obviously not going to be everywhere. If you've got a plastic pipe leading up to your actual water meter, you'll be fine. Absolutely fine. But if it's potentially metal, it looks like it's lead, well, I'd be a little bit concerned. Maybe you ought to contact your water phone. Hang on, we'll get this out of here now. According to some fancy investigation by by the new Statesman Spotlight, it's possible 130,308 lead pipes have been replaced in the past 5 years. That's all. And 3 million is just an estimate. There could be more, that need to be done, need to be changed. Now, who knows how much more toxic plumbing is actually out there, because it's all under the ground, a lot of it, you see. Lurk beneath our streets. We know there's leaks every flipping where, yet they obviously want to charge you for the privilege of. It's like playing Russian roulette every time you turn on the tap. But wait, let's get better at that. Get better at it. Yeah. 7 of these companies don't even have the decency to provide a figure of the amount of lead still poisoning us. But there's reason for that. Because when it leaves, the water's leaving the sewage works and being processed into drinkable water, or the reservoirs, at that point there probably isn't no lead in that. It's particles of lead are ending up in the water between there and you. So unless they do a test at your tap, maybe that's what you need to get a kit. A test kit for lead. Get one for nitrates while you're at it. Because they're not going to do it. Well, the government's probably too busy, aren't they, quite frankly? Privatising the air that we breathe, maybe. To care about what poisonous liquids they're expecting you to drink. We process our own water here, so we're not on any mains water, not even on French mains water. Comes to the house, but we chose not to connect it. Well, I don't know about you, but I kind of had it out there really, up with these clowns running the show. Well, hopefully it won't be too long before they're voted out. It's time for them to pull their heads out of their butts, though, or out of their pipes, you could say, and start taking the situation and basically your safety seriously in the United Kingdom, because these should have been done decades ago. We knew about this for a very long time, and they promised to replace them a very long time ago. Decades ago. But no, just a token effort. 3 million of them. Apparently, that's a rough estimate. Well, maybe they need to do that before they even consider renationalising anything, to be honest. Make them do it. Get out of the old dividends pocket. Out of the bonuses, maybe. Well, it will be an considerable cost, I must say. Even if it's only a short tail to the actual water meter. Well, that'll be funny. While you're at it, why not just privatise common sense? Because it seems to be in short supply around here. And it does. It's just nuts. Although one individual, his name is Tobias Ellwood. He's a Tory. Not everyone's cuppa, I suppose. But at least, he says, "But Thomas, it's talking about, well, the elephant in the room. Brexit. Because he says that we should be joining. That's what he said. He said it more than once. He's been saying it again a few days ago. Well, anyway, let's see who's in the chat. Who we got here? Blimey. This is my second stream of the day. Oh, I must be an addict. Probably. Hello, gingers. It's all scrolling out. Oh my god, yeah, all them lot. Oh, it's people. It's people. Hello, people. I hope you're all well. I hope you had a lovely weekend. I hope you're looking forward to going to work tomorrow. Well, hello, Peter. Hope you're well. It's Span. He's got a span to look. Oh, good evening, all. 1 or 2. Hello, Vincent Brennan. And Mad Monk 33. Hello, my friend. Oh my god, yeah, I forgot that picture again. Oh, bugger. 91 leads. Hello, Miles, P. Dollars, Vincent, Mad Monk, and Larry, and Lefty Bow. Lefty Bow is here. Hey, up. Thanks for sharing that article with me, and I'll go into a bit more detail with that in a moment. I stuck it into a document, though, because it makes it easy, because it's formatting funny. So, Larry the cat. Oh, I hope don't get your tail trapped in that door. No, number 10 or number 11. And gingers. Hello, gingers. Oh, it's the second one of today. Oh, Verticus. Greetings and salutations. Oh, my giddy aunt. Well, Mark Wright, he's decided to step down and he's resigned. Yeah. The government in the Netherlands. Over immigration. Yeah. They had a lover's tiff, they did. Over immigration. I think he wanted to put some immigration restrictions in. And they were loggerheads about it. And they all had a hissy fit. Hello, Chatty Rat. Evening, folks. He said, evening, folks. Hey, Ruth Cuffery. Hello there. Hope you're well. And Joel. Hello there. And Perry. The Tories promised to bring back scurvy if they get another term. Have they done that already? Been there, done that. They're giving us something. Yeah. Well, obviously with the lockdowns and what have you, that would be vitamin D deficiency. We've all got rickets now. Was it crickets? One or the other. Well, hello, Ruth. Hello. 2 words. Detroit. Michigan. Oh my god, are you talking about water? Oh my god, have you seen Donald Trump's? Well, in Donald Trump's, but there's a Trump burger restaurant opened up. Trump burger. For God's sake. Well, that's called. You get the Trump Tower burger. You get. That's lovely. Oh, fancy one of them, don't you? Was it lead poison that made him put the tick in the wrong box? Probably. He did. Yeah, lead paint is wonderful in children's toys. Not the old tin toys that lead paint. Oh, for God's sake. And dummies. Not dummies, rattles and stuff with lead paint on them. Now, there's a chemical that's just been banned. The pesticide, I think it is, actually. It's just been banned in the United States. Now, that was banned in the EU. It ran out of time, but I think that's been brought in again. It was a ban. And this chemical has been found, actually, in the grain that we're getting from Ukraine via the Russian routes or whatever way it's getting in. This grain, wheat grain, has got this particular chemical. It's called, oh crikey, is it pyrachlorophis or something? It's a pesticide, basically. And they found it causes brain deformities, whatever, in children, especially in children. So they're bringing that up because of lead. And that's pretty much, yeah. And there's other toxins as well. You've got to think about mercury. Now, a guy I used to work for, he had mercury poisoning. and he kept getting this like white stuff in his mouth, and he got really ill, really lethargic. He ended up in hospital. Is one of my customers now. He's a regular customer. He's going to see me, every couple of weeks. And anyway, he has stuff in his mouth, like or white stuff, all constantly in his mouth. That doesn't look right. Anyway, he got really, really ill. Ended up in hospital. He got over it kind of. He kind of buggered his body up, a bit like something if you have sepsis and that it takes you a long while to recover. It was his fillings were leaking mercury. He was getting slow but surely, not Shirley Valentine. No, Shirley, mercury poisoning. God, he was so rough. I'll tell you, he was in a bad way. Tom I knew him, he did recover, but it took a long time. In fact, he didn't recover properly. It's always been a little bit like he's knocked him for 6. So it's quite important that we don't have these things in our drinking water. It's quite important we don't have it in our paint, and it's quite important that we have, organisations that protect the people. Yeah. Like the European Union, which happens to be a protectionist racket, is protecting you. If you happen to be in the EU, that one is, or maybe it used to protect you. Yeah. Put the old garbage, pull the rug out of these companies that, quite frankly, all they want is the money. They don't really care about your health. It's really important. Obviously. Oh, the fly mug big. Oh, a fly. Well, I've got a steam brew pet. What is it? It is a steam brew. It's a golden. Oh, an IPA. It's an IPA. It's very nice. Right, who else we got? A lefty boat. Someone should do a study of lead-piped areas compared to Brexit voting areas. Oh, I see where you're getting at. What are you trying to say about the Brexit voters? Are you saying they're a little bit, how to put it, short of 1 or 2 brain cells, that is? Or they've only got 1 or 2? Maybe. Maybe that's what we need to do. Lead pipes do explain a lot, though, says Vertigo. Yes, it does. Have all you Wallies click the like button. Don't forget the like button helps channel, and I need all the help I can get. Although I uploaded a video, I actually uploaded it last night and titled it all up last night, and then I changed all the title now, but it's when I first put the video, the morning walk video that me and Mrs. we made a video yesterday. Was it day? Yeah, it's the day before. Anyway, day before. Sorry, we made the video on Saturday. What was it yesterday? Or was it Friday? Can't remember now. Anyway, whenever we made the video, we made the video, and we had all we knew at the time that there was somebody who was being a bit naughty in the BBC again. Okay, all right. So we did a video about there's somebody naughty. I don't know who it is because they're a bit sleuthing and all that. Anyway, I uploaded the video, but in the title I originally put on there because something came up my feed, and it was in a newspaper, which then disappeared. Oh, I didn't manage to find it again, and it was really late. That was after I did the stream yesterday, so I was really tired. And anyway, I uploaded it, and I thought, that doesn't sound right. So then I took the name off. But that time, and also I did a card in that as well with the geezer's face on and stuff. Thinking this article that I read was legit. It might have been, but then it just disappeared. It's obviously something, short and curly. But anyway, got a bit nervous about it, I imagine, and they must have got taken down. I think it was I think it was actually Sky. Anyway, or Sky or Sun or something. Anyway, whatever it was. And anyway, so I changed the title straight away. This was last night. I changed the title, and I found it was porn. It went out with his name on it. But yeah, on my site, it doesn't say that on my site. But I suppose the notifications might have been gone into the list or something. Maybe it's cached. I don't know. At the time, I posted the videos and upload, and confirmed it, and then I changed it afterwards, but they didn't update it. So I should be changed by now. There's only going to be notifications, I'd imagine, if they come out straight away. But if you do a search on it, shouldn't happen. No one have thought. I wouldn't be surprised though if it was right in the first place. Oh, dear. He likes his pies. Well, anyway, where was I? I was in the chat. So uncomfortable question. Where are the European funds to replace these pipes? Some years ago, they still existed in very old buildings in rural areas. I remember them taking them out. That's a good point, actually. That's a very good point. Problem is, the water company's got, what was it 92 or something they got privatised? Or something like that? Or was it before that? Oh, I can't remember. Be right back. I have to dive to the shop to get bread, says Mad Monk 33. Are you at work today, my friend? All for work tonight. Oh, you can make your packed lunch. Oh, I wonder what you have. What are you going to have in your packed lunch? Here, when you sell a house, says Gingers, you have to include documentation about lead in the home. And that's the same here in France. And if there is not, and I believe that there is no lead pipes here. Oh, I see. I would say this here you have to get that. There's specialist companies that come and they create a dossier on your home, and they'll do samples of the paint on the walls and all that sort of stuff. Yeah, you get this dossier, and also everything has to be checked. Everything, basically what your electrics are like and what this is like. What's that? So you're completely open and honest regarding your the property that you're selling. Also, when you sell a property and there's a renovation and it's within a certain period of time, you have to have a decennial insurance. So it's a 10-year insurance. And the builder or the contractor is supposed to provide that insurance. You can't work doing building work here in France unless you've got this decennial insurance. No. If you do, you would have been a very naughty boy. Yeah. It was probably like, got one of them P&O qualifications. It has been someone in. Oh, if it'd been someone in the SNP, he would have been named, and it shouted from the media rooftops for a week on end. Yeah, I know. I got a funny feeling that's. Oh God, who was it? Apparently somebody, I can't remember his name now. Oh my God, left the BBC at the time when the claim was made in May. So it could be that person. I can't remember his name now, but we can't really know at the moment, can we? Until it's acknowledged. I was just being mischievous. Oh, there's too many mad men around. Hard to believe, but they aren't good. He's going down. Oh, are you talking about Trump? Hello, number 3. I hope you're well, my friend. He's too busy with lawyers. Are you talking about Trump? Or probably. I won't be a bit surprised. He's very busy with the lawyers at the moment. If you can find and hold on to them, they keep dumping them, don't they? Donald Trump, that is. I hope he does go down. Oh, this says they're not very good, so he's going down. How can you? The recordings are there. He knew what he was doing. Donald Trump knew what he was doing. There's no argument, is there, really? Let's be honest. There's no argument. Too many men. God, better. You've got Ron DeSantis. They have problems with shale gas and oil extraction areas too. And the water table gets poisoned. Don't forget the farmers as well. And the actual topsoil is becoming less and less structured. It's become so broken down, not just because of farming, but because chopping down trees and all this sort of stuff, and making up bigger areas or depleting. And that stuff's like a filter. All the nasties at the top get filtered by the roots of the trees and other stuff and other medium. But when you churn all the ground up like that, it's no longer being filtered. It ends up in the water table and in the aquifers. So it's not everywhere, obviously. Now, when we dug our well, we had to be cautious where we put it. It wasn't allowed to be within 5 meters of any building, and also we had to think: is it downhill from anywhere? That is literally like a farm or industrial building or something like that. Well, okay, we're at the top of we're just on the top of the valley, so it's not a huge problem. So but these are all considerations you have to think about. It's about water runoff and water seeping through and the aquifers and other pollutants, and they've been chucked on the fields by the farmers and industrial buildings and like chemical factories. But also even simple things like recycled paper plants and stuff like that, because they use copious amounts of water that ends up back into the into the rivers and what have you. They circulate in the water, but this water then gets it's toxic. Ink and other fragments of paper and stuff like that, because the way they process the water, the paper back into a pulp so they can reuse it again. Number three. What number three say? Number three. Trump is doing a Monica Lewinsky. Going down. Oh, on the snooker table. Maybe. Oh, crikey. God, Monica Lewinsky. Oh, God, have you seen that sleazy old picture of him with those little kids? That's really sort of Jimmy Savile stuff, that is. In his jet. That's sleazy. Why are they there? Anything to do with Charlie Epstein? Epstein? Might be nothing in it, but it looks really sleazy. Especially after what you said about his daughter. Oh, if it wasn't my daughter, I'd give her one. A bit like that, you know. Lovely man, isn't he? Crikey. Something seriously wrong with that bloke, isn't there? People voted for him. Ended up being the president of the free world. It's nuts.
Like you'll go person, woman, man, camera, TV.
Nuts. Oh dear. Oh God, and there's fracking. Oh God, giddy aunt. Yeah, well, what happened with that? It kept getting stopped, didn't it? Because of tremors and stuff. The UK apparently it's light stratum, whatever. It's geology doesn't suit fracking. It's dangerous. We haven't got enough land around the country. It's just little islands, really. It's not so big, is it? United Kingdom, or this United Kingdom, I should say. So Trump is in head over heels with Monica. A questionable absurdity. I've been trying to coin the term lead heads or lead heads. Lead heads for people that grew up in high lead air from fuel. All of us born before 2000, more or less. Oh my giddy aunt. What, in the air from fuel? Oh crikey! Oh crikey! Because petrol was leaded, and they added the lead to the petrol. If you don't know why they added lead to petrol, it's because the way the engines are built. If you look like an old A-series block, you have little valves go up and down and let the gases out and let the gases in, such as your fuel and air mixture. And those valves have seats. Yeah, they're ground in. Now, with the old engines, there was no like hardened valve seats or anything like that. They're literally ground in place. Sometimes you have to regrind them yourself and the iron heads and stuff. You know, I've done it before. We regrind my old valve seats. Well, with the problem with the old engines, they needed the lead in the fuel to create that protective barrier, around the valves, and hardened the valve seats and stopped pinking and stuff like that. Which, you know, basically, if the valve seats are leaking, well then the fuel's not getting in as it should, or the combustion will be lower because the gases are getting out where they shouldn't do. And your fuel, your oil will become dirty before it should do. All that sort of stuff. You know, I mean, it's just all sorts of rubbish. So we had lead in the petrol, and then we took lead out of the petrol. Out your pencil, out of your petrol, and we had lead in the petrol, and now it's all like E10 stuff now, which basically means they've added ethanol to your fuel. Now, ethanol's all very well; it is obviously combustible, but the problem is there's no protection there, what have you. And if you've got any equipment, like for instance, lawnmowers, and not lawnmowers so much, things with small carburetors like strimmers and scooters and all. If you leave your fuel in the carburetor for a long period of time, it'll slither. If the carburetor's got brass in it, or some non-ferrous metals, like brass, copper, that sort of stuff, it will actually turn into like green slime inside the carburetor, into the float chamber of the carburetor, and then bugger your carburetor, and your car won't start, or your bike won't start, or your lawnmower or hedge cutters won't start, or whatever it is, won't start. And I've had this problem myself in my Honda Transalp, with twin carb Honda Transalp, and the carb was twin carb, and I never know. This is when the first time I experienced this. I took all the float chamber off the bottom of the carburetor, on my Honda Transalp. It was a 2006 Honda Transalp, and because it's been the bike been sitting around for a long period of time, it was like a green goo in there, like a green jelly stuff, and just blocked all the jets. Obviously, it wouldn't go run at that, is it? No, it just ruined it. I had to get a refurb kit for it. What was the company in New York that caused lead poisoning? Oh, okay. End the UK. Got end the UK. Oh, well, one of the reasons I bought an electric lawnmower, says Ginger's Draft. Yeah. That makes a lot of sense sometimes, especially if you've got to go very far with it. There was much environmental pollution. Sometimes I wonder how human we really are. Good point. Maybe we all are mutants and just don't know about it. Maybe we're absolutely tiny. And we're been worn around the neck of some alien or something in this little thing. Was that Men in Black? Yeah, what was it? Men in Black. Yeah. It's inhuman and disgusting. Yes. Fracking is awful. With the BBC and the Tories love in, I begin to think the this pic story sounds like another dead cat. What you mean the BBC picture story as in the £35,000 to this kid? Maybe. I don't think so though. I don't think so. Apparently it is a bloke though. Or it was a boy. There was pictures of this, lad sending the pictures over, I believe. I might have it wrong. Okay. My power returns to me. Abate slowly, says Duke Vengeance. Hello, Duke Vengeance. And hello, number 3. And who else we got? Anyone new? Who have I forgot? Michelangelo. Or Mihangel A.P. Williams. Time Westminster was sacked. Blown up more like. Get a new Transalp. Well, if you're talking about Transalps are great, but the new fuel injected ones, what they did is they increased the range of the engine, which is brilliant, but they reduced the size of the fuel tank, which is stupid. They don't have a good range. I've got a GSX at the moment, GSX 1400, which I'm quite happy with that. And it was cheap, so that's why I bought it. It wasn't by choice. I was just, that come up, now I'll buy that, because it was stupid cheap. Hello, Dave McInnes. Evening all. And Giancarlo Rotta, did you know they used lead petrol for... They still use lead petrol for light aircraft. I didn't know that. Why? So it'd be like the little Rotex engines and stuff like that, I suppose. Not Rotex, Rotax engines. Not like used on the old microlights and stuff like that, and the paragliders and stuff. I think the Rotax engines. They were stealing a lot of them, you know. A lot of them are going missing. I think actually Reagan Elite did a little video about that. Actually, it was on Snowflake show, and basically what's happening, all these engines are going missing because the Russians use them in some of their drones or something or other. These sort of Rotex engines, so they're getting stolen for light aircraft off the airstrip. So anyway, water companies. Yeah, I kind of sidetracked a little bit. Yeah. And this originally was in the Standard, or New Statesman, but because of formatting issues, I had to put it into a document. But it's from the New Statesman. I'll leave a link down below. The only thing with it is you only get it is a paywall, but I think you get free articles or something or other. So let's bring that up, shall we? There we go. Oh look, see that's the bulbous bit I was talking about on the actual pipe itself. This area here, that's all lead. That bit there is brass. It's a brass piece. And basically what you do is when you cut your pipe, you ream it all out, you drive your copper or brass pipe into the lead pipe, and then this is all backfilled with lead. It's quite tricky. It's quite an art form. And you have like a bit of old Hessian, how do you say, a bit of old Hessian rag or whatever, like an old bit of sack, dunked in a load of water, and then once it's all hot, you see, not so hot it was you have to be really careful because obviously the whole thing will just melt away, you see. So, and you could put the rag around it with water and what have you, and it just ends in this bulbous bit. I've done it a couple of times actually, but not for this purpose, for other things. Okay. As the government is considering nationalising Thames Water, a new Statesman Spotlight investigation reveals that the UK water companies are yet to replace more than 3 million toxic lead water pipes in the networks. According to the Environmental Information Regulations, the EIR, requests filed by Spotlight, in the past 5 years, just 130,308 lead pipes have been replaced by water companies. While people are not saying anything, they will just get away with it. More money for the shareholders, bigger bonuses for the CEOs. Well, the length of the lead pipes varies and depends on the distance of the home to the mains, but the standard diameter is 25 millimetres. Now, the 3 million figure is almost certainly an underestimate, with 7 companies unable to provide a figure on the amount of outstanding lead in their systems. Now, like I said, Caroline's a little niece or nephew, I can't remember what it was now, but died by chewing on a cot with lead paint on it. So that's pretty horrendous. Now, any amount of lead is toxic. The recommended maximum allowable amount in the UK is just 10 milligrams a litre, which has been the World Health Organization (WHO) to guidance since '93. And the US lowered the limit to 0 in recognition that there is no safe level of lead to humans. I wonder if they've done that in the EU or not. Well, where companies have provided the information, there is a wide variation in scale and cost. Now, Wessex Water said it costs between £1,000 and £3,000 to replace a pipe. It has replaced 6,831 in the past 5 years, and Portsmouth Water, a small company covering an area surrounding the city of that name, has spent £2.5 billion replacing 2,256 lead pipes over the past 5 years, with an estimated 80,000 still to be replaced. Now, this works out about £1,000 a pipe. That sounds a bit expensive. It depends how long the pipes are, obviously. But if it's just the tails, so the pipe is cheap. The pipe is ridiculously cheap. Now, here in France, for 25mm plastic pipe, 25 metres will cost you about 20 quid, 20 euros. It's quite cheap. Actually, post-COVID, I can't be certain on that, but that's how much I was paying before. Well, the Thames Water, which covers around much of the area of England, has spent 82.7 million replacing 89,465 lead pipes, but does not have the figure for the amount of pipes.
You have accepted the truth.
Still to go. Now, Yorkshire Water has the largest amount of lead in its network. Oh, okay. Sorry, Yorkshire. Well, crikey, 1,264,067 pipes. Is it 1 million now? Based on a 2012 study, but has only replaced 6,608 in the past 5 years, at a cost of 13.5 million. That sounds really costly. Well, the new guide to the best writing on ideas, politics, books, and culture each week from the new statement. In total, 7 water companies who provided the data on costs had spent 111.1 million replacing 130,308 pipes, working out to be £852 per pipe on average. It's going to be depending on how long them pipes are and how much trenching you've got to do. That's where most of the money's lost, in the trenching. Now, we recently had all our pipes here replaced. Okay, well, we're not on mains water, but the pipes have literally goes past our house. All the taps all been put in, and it's connected to up to the house, but there's a valve on it. So we're not actually technically on mains water here in France, but we can if we want to. But they have replaced all the pipes. They were already plastic, and they put a new line in beside the old one, and yeah. New valves, new everything, which is good, except they made a bit of a mess. I must admit. It's a bit inevitable, right? You're trenching up the roads and what have you, and it made a hell of a mess. I just saw a super chat. Oh, here we go. Alistair here. Hello, my friend. Oh, thank you. Ball joints, also finger wipe joints, Marcus. Okay. I got taught as an apprentice plumber many years ago. You could call them a ball joint. Can you remember doing the old reaming and what have you? And then driving the little pipe and then clean it all up and, yeah. It's quite a trick though, isn't it? It's not easy. You can quite easily make a mess of it because the lead just goes... Now, I used to do lead welding on roofs. For lead roofs. The flat roofs and what have you, on dormers and what have you. The ones are really flipping high. I did one in... Great Yarmouth. It was only a small dormer roof, but crikey, I was on a 50-metre cherry picker, an old one with an extending boom. And I was always, every time it coming out, I think, is it going to come at the end? Is it going to come at the end? And there was me in the bucket and waving about like that. It's a scary thing that was. Yeah, it wasn't checked or tested or anything. They could have just gone any time, I suppose. But yeah, things you do. Oi, jazzy person. What? Who's jazzy person? Hope you're well, number 3. Oh, crikey. I was actually, we did a video, me and this did a video today about pharmacies and what have you, and well, the fact that pharmacies aren't getting enough money to cover the cost of the drugs and what have you from the prescriptions. Your video played in my pocket. The other day it was Who's video played in my pocket, and this time your video played in my pocket. What's happening? It's bizarre. It's like I'm being controlled. Permits to dig up pipes in public streets. Good point. That would be very costly. 700 billion missing. Blimey. It's a lot of money. What about the 219 billion in fraud under the Tories' watch in government every single year? 219 billion. I think it was Angela Rayner, wasn't he? He exposed that. Yeah, cheers for the super chat, Alistair. That's most kind. Did permits dig up pipes? Yeah, that wouldn't help. It's going to make it even more expensive, isn't it? That's still £1,000. That's just lay a bit of pipe. That's a bit much, isn't it? Not if you're doing a whole load of them. If you're doing, let me funny. If you're doing them in one house, you've probably got a whole load of them now just to do down that street. It don't take long to lay a bit of pipe and backfill it. It's a lost art now, Marcus. Lead welding off sheet lead for roofs. That is it's quite neat. It's quite I do actually enjoy. I used to enjoy doing it, but it's that again is something you'll be really careful. You can eat quite easily, but make your holes bigger than what they need to be. Well, it should be any lead. So you just cut like strips of lead and use that for welding. That's real. That is an art. Mobile phone signals affect the immune system in many people. Oh, really? Oh. What about 5G? The UK taxpayer has paid for something, and now it's paying for it again. Yeah, you're talking about sewage and stuff as well, aren't you? The UK taxpayer is paying for all this stuff to be done because it's a part of the contract to have the pipe coming in, the pipes going out, and they've only been doing the pipes going in, and even then it's not clean. Like I said with my daughter, high in nitrates. You don't want to be drinking that stuff. You really don't. Dairy me. What are these people like? So, we've also got other problems as well. We find that there's actually turkeys. Pheasants. They find that pheasants are actually contaminated with lead. So, a conservation campaign group, Wild Justice, has just published the findings that the latest research on the level of toxic poisonous, lead shot found in game birds on sale in supermarkets and some online trades during the So they found that this stuff is seeping into the bird's flesh. Yeah, lovely. Now, in 2020, 9 UK game shooting organisations made a massive U-turn after years and years of defending the use of toxic lead ammunition, and said that they wanted to drag the industry into the 21st century by making a 5-year voluntary transition away from lead ammunition. This could be like plastic pellets, couldn't it? Oh, okay, they've got microplastics then, haven't we? I'm a giddy aunt. So it's in the pheasants. Who on here likes pheasant? Now, I'm not that kind of game bird. I'm not a lover of. A bit yuck. So, no, I'm not. No, I don't like it. Yeah, as a friend of mine used to always shoot pigeon. Yeah, you need like 3 of them though. They're tiny. Oh, and this is recent. This one is. This is in Kent Online. And this was 17th of May. He's a young little boy. My boy who eats walls has lead poisoning from Herne Bay Council's home. Yeah, the paint on the walls, basically. The mum is told of a torment after a young son chewed on door frames in her council house, and it contracted. We don't contract lead poisoning; you just get poisoned. Now, Georgia Beatty's little boy, Aja, has pica, which makes him want to bite things. Well, I will say, little boy. Oh, he has pica, which makes him want to bite things that are not food, such as wood, paint, plaster, and in the Herne Bay property. Oh. And oh, scroll down. So, 19-year-old says that she has to watch him constantly. It's a young mum. Because otherwise he'll be eating the walls. Right? And the doctors warn he needs to be moved to a different property immediately. A test revealed that the 3-year-old had dangerous levels of lead in his blood. Well, that causes problems with brain development and stuff like that, you see. So it's not going to be very helpful, is it? No. Eventually, they'll kill him. Oh, yeah, there you go. Look. He's a right little chewer. What, giddy on? Whoa. Take his teeth out. For God's sake. Blimey. Feels compelled to eat the door frame. How the other half live, eh? Crikey. Duke says, I'm a big game hunter. I hunt Tories and video games. Well, probably in video. Is there a Tory video game where you can hunt the video, hunt the Tory? Oh, are you getting ready for work there, Mad Monk? 32. I literally saw the rivers near my hometown be clean enough so you can bathe in them. The EU structural funds, we can show where every euro was invested. Well, unfortunately, the Shared Prosperity Fund in the UK isn't that shared, is it? And it isn't just that, it's also the farmers being screwed over regarding the... Well, very little money's been paid out to the farmers with the compensations, or the replacement of their cultural policy, EU cultural policy money, you know, subsidies, is it? EU subsidies. Marcus, you did a vid about sewage debacle. I left a comment mentioning related to cholera outbreaks. Oh, wow. I'll check it out, yeah. Oh, crikey. Cholera. It's definitely going back. Something's gone wrong. It's going backwards, isn't it? It's definitely going backwards, yeah. Flipping out, water's only what?
One of the wettest we've ever seen from the standpoint of water.
Yeah, that was last night. That rained like hell, it did. And it did. I've done lots of videos about sewage, to be honest. About poo. It seems like quite a fitting topic for me. I don't know why that is, you know. Can't help myself. Really can't. I want to design a Westminster board game where players have to lie and cheat in order to win. This definitely sounds like a Tories game. Hello, Saskia Mooney. Is everything perfect in France? You're always criticising Britain. Oh, there we go. No, it's not. No, of course it's not. But I don't talk about France generally, do I? No, I talk about Brexit and stuff like that. That's what my channel's about. So why would we be talking about France? I do actually have done videos recently about France, to be fair, and it isn't perfect. They've got a shitload of problems. They really have. And yeah, but there you go. C'est la vie. It's not what the channel's about, is it? Marx is rewilding 2 hectares. Now I am planting trees. And I got to get that flipping some other phone. It's in the car. Oh. And we'll plant a tree and make a sign, and definitely will. I've made loads of signs. I've got a load actually put out, actually. Got quite a few put out. I've got to sort all the stakes. If you want me to do, make signs for these trees for the rewilding project. Temporarily they've been put on basically on a stake near the tree. Then once the tree sort of matures a little bit, when it's big enough to hold it, we'll put it on the actual tree itself. We'll just create a little wire loop around the branch so it don't fall off, because it'll last a lot longer. They're all oiled and stuff. I mean, they're like linseed oil. Cholera was one of the things that they have in the River Thames. People swimming there. Flipping hell. Cheers, Mad Monk. It's 50. Hawaii 50 night, is it? What? What? I understand, Alan. Do I understand? Get the kid a muzzle. Yeah, I think so. Get him something. Why was Jaws together or something? Oh, crikey. His poop must be like a log. Literally. Oh. Whose species are caster? Get your blunderbuss out. Right. Don't swim in the UK, so very good. Very good advice. So, it's not just that. We're finding lead everywhere in the UK at the minute. It's not just in the water, not just in the pipes. It's not just in your pigeons. And it's not just in your paint. No. It's also in your dog food. This happened to be in Sky News. Ding, 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 ding. Boom. I think this was last 3rd of May. No, 3rd of May. So, dogs face the risk of deadly lead poisoning from that pheasant meat and pet food. Oh. So, it's the same situation again. We're talking about buckshot from your blunderbuss. So, researchers from the University of Cambridge found consuming too much of the minced meat could be very dangerous, especially for young animals. Oh, don't eat it. Don't do it. Don't do it. No. Now, dogs may be at risk of lead poisoning after very high concentrations from shotgun pellets were found in raw pheasant food. And also, don't forget, you're filling your dog bowls up with water through that lead pipe. Now, after testing out samples of raw pheasant dog food, researchers from the University of Cambridge discovered that the majority contained high levels of lead, which could put dogs' health at risk if they eat it frequently. Ew. The researchers looked at 90 samples of UK dog food products and found that more than 3/4 of it, 77%, had lead concentrations higher than the maximum residue level permitted by law. Ow, poor little doggies. No excuse for that. Just make the flippin' Tories eat it. The buckshot. So, right, that's lead in the drinking water. This happens to be on a .gov website. This is the dwi.gov.uk. It's lead in the drinking water. Where does it come from? So, lead used to be common in the environment due to its widespread historic use in petrol. Someone mentioned that earlier. Who was that again? About leaded fuel, paint and water pipes. Before 1970, lead pipe work was commonly used to connect properties to the mains water network. They knew back then it was poisonous, so why would you use it in water pipes in the first place? Crikey. Well, the use of lead pipes has since been banned, yes. However, many older properties that have not been modernised are likely to have lead pipework underground or inside the building. Occasionally, lead occurs naturally in groundwater. However, this is a rare situation in the UK, and lead is not present in the water without a wider public water supply network. Is lead harmful? You ain't kidding. Of course it is. Lead can build up in the body, and it is recommended that the exposure to lead minimised as far as possible. So it's one of them things, it's a bit like asbestos gets in there and don't come out again. And a bit like the PFA chemicals, from DuPont and stuff. So how do we know if there are lead in my home? Okay, well, before 1970, it may well have lead pipes. After 1970, it is when it's been built, that is, it is unlikely to have lead pipes. you know, obviously many of those properties before 1970 would have those lead pipes replaced. Now, how to find that? Look, find your internal stop tap where the water first comes into property. This may be in or behind a cupboard, blah blah blah. You know where your water meter is, what have you, or where the pipe comes in. You might not have a water meter. You might be on yeah, you might still be on a rates-based system. Unpainted lead pipes appear dull grey and often have swollen joint next to the tap. Or someone said a minute ago, was that a bottle joint or something? They said bottle joint or ball joint or something. Can't find it now. Oh, someone mentioned Teresa Kofi. Don't say that word. Not that name, thank you. Right, oil-based paints, 1900. Yes, lead paint and oil-based paint on houses if 1900 built. Oh, I can't remember now. Hello, Simon Says, 55, dead tired. Good night, everyone. Take care, buddy. Gets to us all. How does lead get into the drinking water? Well, lead from the pipework can dissolve into the water whilst it stands in the pipe. Therefore, Dad's talking bollocks. Therefore, you have a lead pipework. The chances are there will be some lead in your drinking water, and the concentration of lead might depend on the following: how much. Well, it's obvious, isn't it? How long the water's been standing in the pipe, the condition of the lead pipework, the temperature of the water. More lead will dissolve during the summer and autumn months. Water hardness, harder the water. Okay, that's what my dad was saying. Form a protective scale over the surface of the pipe, which can reduce the concentration of lead in the water. Well, it's only if you're in a hard water area. If it was here in France, our water's soft. Where we are, we have soft water. Yeah, it's fluffy water. So you use a tiny amount of soap and you kind of like get covered in bubbles. Yeah. Marine Le Pen is still alive. Please say no. I know. Oh, crikey. She's one, isn't she? Well, she takes after she's a chip off the old block, she is. Well, maybe not quite as bad as her father, but she ain't great. But there again, Melanchol is not brilliant either. He's hard left. Needs some balance. Macron, he's a bit arrogant, to say the least. Sir Bob's mansion might have lead pipes. Oh, Sir Boggs. Well, didn't his mansion get renovated with a heritage loan? Oh no, heritage grant. About 7 million quid he got. Jacob Rees-Mogg his Duff Cap Borlock in. It's 3 years ago now, but is it open to the public? No. Teresa is married with Paco. What? Teresa Kofi? She's not married. She's quite a private person, actually. She doesn't actually tend to expose much of herself. Obviously, it's a good thing. We don't want that. We don't want to see it, Teresa Kofi. No. Night, Simon Says. Have a nice dream. And good night. Night, buddy. I remember lead pipes as a child, which probably explains a lot. This is number 3. Oh, maybe. At least 300 people who were travelling on 3 migrant boats from Senegal to Spain's Canary Islands have disappeared. Migrant A group are walking borders. Said on Sunday, BBC. Oh, so many people dying. This also gives us ammunition for the Tories, doesn't it? You know, got to stop the model, stop the business model. Easy to do, isn't it? Really, easy to do it. Just by providing those safe routes. Hello, Mark's biggest fan. I hope you're well, my friend. It was Reverend Michael Green in the study with the lead pipes. Oh, bit of Cluedo there. Wee nursery tip. Always run the tap for at least 15 seconds before using. That's a good point, actually, because it's stagnant water, isn't it? Yeah, the tap end, where there could be bacteria in the taps. I'll tell you something, because I used to do a lot of plumbing work with Basically, we did a lot of maintenance work for the council and stuff, and that involved plumbing, electrics, with lots of stuff we do. At the time, I was 17th edition electrician, trained to anyway, and so we do all this maintenance work. Flipping hell, some of these taps are disgusting inside. I mean, literally disgusting, slimy. It's like just bacteria and nasty shit. And it's inside the tap. It's not something oxygen's got to. There's obviously oxygen in the water, but Place your pipes. Do it now. Rush them through. Oh, it tastes better. Really? Okay. No coffee exposure, for the love of God. I've already been banned once for coffee. Yeah, so I don't want to do that again. No. She's not private. She's just scared of someone who'll nick her pies. Oh, God. Oh, we're getting nasty now. Oh, dear, she deserves it. My dad used to say that Santa Maria made the oh, there's two in it. Holy Mary, Mother of God, and my grandpa got Arm Himmel. And you understand my confusion with genealogy. Oh my God, I'm very confused now. She's not. Oh, done that one. Done that one. My better half said, Madre mia. When I told not to blame his mother, she was a virgin. His father is to blame. I think it takes two to tangle there, buddy. Did you scroll that down? This water thing is I know it's horrendous, really, isn't it? It's just... It just shouldn't be the case, should it? No? I don't think so. Because it's... Adults will get sick. Children will get brain damage. This is no laughing matter, is it, really? It's not a joke, is it, really? It's beyond as bad. It's just totally irresponsible, and it's always the kids that seem to suffer because development. I mean, wonder why some kids, they struggle more than others. Maybe that's like saying, number 3 said that maybe that might explain a lot. Might say the same about me, because we had lead pipe coming into our house, like many people did. But apparently it's the scale protects us, just like Donald Trump and his scarves and his bright lights and his bleach. Yeah. It's just genealogy. Religious talk, Marcus. Okay. Oh, I don't do religion. I really don't. I don't get it. If I'm actually honest with you, though, even though I think there's a load of codswallop, if it does an element of some good and some, or makes people feel better about themselves and what have you, that I think I'm absolutely fine with that. If that's what it takes, that's fine. Everyone to their own, isn't it? But if people will try and sort of convert me or something, I've got to sacrifice a goat or something like that. But then, you take a long walk of a short bear. Because I'm not interested in that. No. I prefer science. Science seems logical to me. Maths doesn't lie. No. Unless you've got a dodgy calculator. Then maybe it does. Well. Oh, dear me. Okay. As a side note, the EU has just signed a new trade deal. It was shared to me on Twitter, but I think it was at UP Dallas or it was QE Library. Somebody shared it with me on Twitter, and the EU has just signed a trade deal with New Zealand. New Zealand's third biggest trade partner. Yeah. Oh, it's Ursula von der Leyen. There you go.
So,
hello, Ursula.
you have accepted the
cheers,
truth.
Ursula. What you said? What you said? Biofilm markets. Just think how bad we have to be to supply water to the hospital. Crikey. Mate, it's an ongoing fight. I know it's my job and lots of regs, etc. Biofilm. What do you mean? What, to line the pipes, maybe? Just think how bad we have to be to supply water. Crikey. Do you supply water to the one that keeps flooding? And, and they've got leaking sewage and stuff. Well, Ursula von der Leyen. Cheers, Alistair. So today we are signing the EU-New Zealand Free Trade Agreement, an ambitious, balanced agreement that reflects our shared net zero goals. We are already New Zealand's third biggest trade partner. Now we could increase trade between us by as much as 30%. We're not doing much with the UK though, is New Zealand? No. Might have a trade deal, but it's gone the wrong way. I guarantee you it's not going to be going the wrong way with the EU. They're not that stupid. No. Oh dear. Oh, let's listen to her. Oh, she's saying something. I'm not going to watch for 12 minutes of it though, because that'd be painful.
Between the European Union and New Zealand. First, the signature of the Free Trade Agreement between the European Commission and New Zealand, and then the Association Agreement on the participation of New Zealand to Horizon Europe, the EU's Research and Innovation Programme. We will start with two statements by the President of the European Commission and the Prime Minister.
Oh, get to it. We're waiting.
Thank you very much, and good morning to
hello.
everybody.
Oh, blue screen. We could do something with that. Oh, I've got blue jumper as well.
I'm very glad to have you here in Brussels for such a joyful occasion. Now, after 4 years of negotiations, today we are signing the Free Trade Agreement. It is an ambitious free trade agreement.
Okay, it's taken 4 years to negotiate a free trade agreement with one country. Just a free trade agreement. Okay, it took us quite a bit longer, for you could say. But rejoining the EU, it can take a decade of negotiations. So that ain't going to happen anytime soon, is it? No. Especially if they want to have, well, wants all to have the euro, become part of the eurozone.
The agreement, it is a very well-balanced free trade agreement. I think it provides plenty of opportunities for our respective businesses. The European Union is already New Zealand's third biggest trade partner. And with this agreement, we should be able to increase trade between us by 30%, and EU investment in New Zealand even by 80%. So this is excellent news for the businesses in New Zealand and in the European Union. As such, this deal is already very special, but it is also a trailblazer. Because for the very first time in a trade deal, we have included commitments on the Paris Climate Agreement. This reflects our shared net zero goals, and it's a real first of. Our agreement also facilitates the flow of data between us. This is a huge potential for our economies, but also important, it will do so in a way that protects individual rights and privacy. So I think we can be very satisfied and proud about what we have achieved. I really want to thank Minister O'Connor and Executive Vice President Valdis Dombrovskis for their very successful and mutual beneficial negotiations. I also want to thank the whole team of negotiators for their tireless work, big time, and I want to thank the Swedish Presidency.
Rewind it a little bit.
It's also really special, but it is also a trailblazer.
It's a trailblazer.
Because for the very first time in a trade deal, we have included commitments on the Paris Climate Agreement. This reflects our shared net zero goals, and it's a real first of. Our agreement also facilitates the flow of data between us. This is a huge potential for our economies, but also important, it will do so in a way that protects individual rights and privacy. So I think we can be very satisfied and proud about what we have achieved.
She looks very happy with herself.
I really want to thank Minister O'Connor and Executive Vice President Valdis Dombrovskis for their very successful and mutual beneficial negotiations. I also want to thank the whole team of negotiators for their tireless work, big time, and I want to thank the Swedish Presidency for its fantastic work for the Council. Also many thanks to you, Ambassador, for being here to sign on behalf of the Council. This ambitious free trade agreement reflects the ever-expanding scope of our relationship. And indeed, we are expanding our cooperation. Today, we are also signing the agreement that allows New Zealand to participate in our flagship innovation program, Horizon Europe. Here too we mark a first, the first association agreement with a country that is not geographically close to Europe, not in our neighborhood, but of course that is very close in so many other ways to us. Horizon invests 100 billion euros over 7 years in cutting-edge research.
I wonder what's happening with that, with Richie Sunak. Has he signed that yet? No. The Horizon Research Programme, which is about 100 odd billion. Yeah, there was a lot of squabbles regarding the agreement for Horizon Europe. Yeah, for the research programme. In that, one of the things was that the UK wanted a preferential treatment, just like it does anything to do with the EU, like it was when we were members of the EU. Now they want to make sure that they got at least 12.5% return on the money invested, whereas all the other members are only getting about 8.5%. That was negotiated, and they all agreed on that. Now the thing about it's not about a direct return for your investment. That's what you get out of being a part of this quite fantastic group of scientists, what have you, and it's what we get in the long term. The fact that we can share data and share information and share science, not just in the an insular UK, but the ability to share it like Germany, France, and Spain, and Portugal, and wherever else they are. The scientists they are, the boffins and people with the big brains, DFALs. It's really important, but he hasn't done it, he hasn't signed it. No. Not yet. He seems to be quite keen on his original idea of, having their own funding system in the UK, their own scheme. Probably a similar amount of money, but without collaborations with these other countries, you're not going to move very quick, are you?
It's a fantastic opportunities for your researchers, our researchers, and their participation will further enrich this research program. We are looking forward to pooling our best minds and talents so that we can work together on the next generation of clean tech, of biotech, of digital projects, of medicine, you just name it. Finally, I'm also pleased to announce the entry into force of the agreement between New Zealand and Europol. Dear Prime Minister, these three agreements bring the European Union and New Zealand even closer, because despite being a world apart, we have so much in common. We are two robust democracies with the same view of the world and the same understanding of our responsibilities. Let me thank you for your steadfast cooperation in support of Ukraine.
That's true, Israel is in Horizon.
This includes your support in the United Nations and, of course, the alignment on our sanctions. And we very much welcome New Zealand's military assistance to our neighbour under attack. We will have the occasion to discuss these topics and others in the next days at the NATO summit in Lithuania. From Russia's war in Ukraine to the rising tensions in your region, the Indo-Pacific, geopolitical landscape is increasingly shifting and uncertain. All the more reasons for like-minded partners like us to strengthen our ties so that we can navigate the different risks, but also deliver for our citizens. Thank you very much and welcome here to Brussels.
Tēnā koutou katoa, greetings to you all. I'm delighted to be here in Brussels today with President von der Leyen, and after a number of years of disrupted travel due to the global pandemic, it's great to be back and meeting again in person. As well as sharing whakapapa or ancestry links to the European Union, many New Zealanders have contemporary ties through study, through travel, and through popular working holiday schemes. Our relationship with Europe is important to us, and one that's grounded in a long-standing historic cultural connection. We continue to place a premium on our shared values and partnerships with Europe. The EU FTA, which we're signing today, reflects those values. It's of huge benefit to both partners. New Zealand exporters will get better access to the European Union than they have ever had before. This agreement will generate substantial new economic opportunities and energise an already free-flowing two-way relationship with $20 billion a year to New Zealand in 2022.
It sounds a bit better than 0.08% with the Australian trade deal, wouldn't you say? Well, Sir Larry the Cat said, Sir Larry the Cat is a cat, he speaks. We did have the best science in the world until a huge pile of scientists buggered off to the EU due to a lack of funding. And that was part of the prior to Brexit and prior to the Northern Ireland Protocol pretty much scuppering everything because the UK wasn't abiding by the protocol for which they signed. Or Boris Johnson said it was great, and they decided it wasn't great, and to make their minds up anyway, they got a bit ostracised regarding the Horizon project, and the funding that they were going to be getting, the scientists, was removed from them. There was loads of reports of this at the time. I think I did several videos on it actually a year or so ago, and as such they went where they can get the funding. If you ain't going to get it in the UK, and with rules of origin and stuff like that, the ability to try and export it, the science. Well, rules of origin isn't really a problem, is it, what we're talking about? Oh, crikey, it's something else. What's it called? Oh, it'll come to me in a minute. Anyway, there's funds removed. So, yeah, long story short. I'm walking backwards for Brexit across the Irish Sea. Oh, okay, let's put this back out of the way. I've got all my meters up. Get all my meters over there. That's it. I hope that was sounding a little bit better. I might delve back into it in a minute because it's actually quite interesting. But I don't want to leave it for too long because I'm getting lonely, you see. Yeah, I was getting a bit lonely. Yeah. So anyway, where are we? Scroll down. For those not in the know, please check out that you're in on the live chat and not top chat, so you won't miss everybody's chat. Oh, that's a good point. I didn't have thought of that. What? I'm walking backwards for Brexit across the Irish Sea. I tried walking sideways and walking to the front, but people just look at the UK and say, you're stupid. Something. Yeah. I'll start. Okay. Down. Mark's the biggest fan. And we have a trade deal with Uganda. Oh, Uganda, or you talk about Rwanda. We trade in human bodies with Rwanda. A flight to Rwanda. On the front cover of the Telegraph, they said. Oh, Suella Braverman. Andrew Evans says, a bully must have been doing a parody on the average Tory Brexiter. Joel says, meanwhile, in London, I guess the entire business of being on the Commonwealth is not going to cut it now. We need plan. Well, not be funny. That doesn't look. Yeah, the king. King sausage things. He ain't doing that well, is he? No, he don't seem to have the appeal of the Queen, little old doddery lady. He's like, he's now arrogant. I can't say it on there, but anyway, he is. I don't like him. Is Australia next? Most probably. No, quite small populations. Australia's only about 20 odd million, so. But still, they do trade. Expands our reach in the EU. For your information, Madbank33, make sure no one asks me. I'm definitely not growing up when it comes to stuff like that. I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, where is it? For those who don't know, Meanwhile, in the UK, a lonely buck-teeth geezer with a fancy hat says, "But I am the king." The king. "Why won't they king me, mother?" What? Maybe in Scotland they won't. Smash the old like button if you're most kind. I mean, but yeah, be very jolly of you. Very appreciated that it is. Brexiters are upset about 680 refugees coming over in small boats on the weekend, and the Daily Express was running it. "It's tough being a Brexiter." Oh, dear. Oh. Are they moaning about the Royal National Lifeboat Institution? I hope so, because they may be. You know, if they get Nigel Farage on it again, yeah, maybe then they'll get more money. They could get another boat to save more bodies. Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. Welcome to Hotel Rwanda. Have you seen the film? Hotel Rwanda. It's a good film, actually. It's a really good film. It really sort of like highlights the the barbarism of it. It was just horrendous, absolutely awful. Chop people's limbs off with a machete. Crikey, now we've got to send people over there.
So, you have accepted the truth.
Oh my Gideon. Oh, Jeremy Goff, thank you very much. Sorry for not adding much to the chat on Discord. A music night with Reagan. Oh, Reagan, music night. Okay. Join us when you're done. Love to the family, says Jeremy Goff. And say hi to Reagan for me. Hope he's okay, mate. Cheers for that. It's tough living in the same country as Brexiters, says Con6. I can imagine. The last time I went back there, I bumped into several of them. Just ask some stupid questions. It's quite hilarious, actually, but it's also sad to think where we've become. It's just, the arguments are just so rudimental defence. It's just like they don't look at the detail or what effect this. If you do this, it'll affect that. They don't care about that. All they care is about that. Stop the boats. If it means people die in the channel, it don't matter. No. Get the old jet skis out, then spin them around and send them back to France. Pick them all up, take them to France, and dump them on Carsicon or somewhere on the beaches. Carsicon, I don't know, is Carsicon? On the beaches. On Normandy, maybe. Yeah. That's what they want you to do. Right, think, well, actually, that sounds like, how to put it, an act of war? I don't know. And now we've got United States sending over munitions, as in the cluster bombs, to Ukraine. I can't understand why they're doing it, because they're probably the munitions they're not running low of. And we do say, okay, they could be unexploded and stuff like that. I get that. I don't want no war at all, obviously. But what about the mines? All the mines that have been, they're going to have to be cleared. Couldn't it be considered, done in the same way, maybe? There's some landmines everywhere. Oh, Mad Monk's just, Mad Monk 33. He's got a spanner, Yeah, like I said, Waddy Dog as well. He's just gifted 5 Allshorts memberships. Yay! Cool. Cheers, buddy. So who to blame? Small boat, Labour, of course. Okay. Mark's as big as fair. I work with 2 Germans who support... Oh, no, you're kidding me. No. You're peeing at my back. You must be. I work with 2 Germans, Allemand, who support Brexit and think Jordan Peterson is an intellectual. Oh, my God, really? You do this, are you? What? That's disturbing. Oh, dear. Oh, Jack Rat has been gifted a membership by MadBunk33. Kipper! Okay, here it comes.
Kipper!
That it is. Oh, turn the volume down a bit. Reverb for the microphone, otherwise, you see. Yeah. Bum, 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 bum. I thought that cluster bombs were banned via the Geneva Convention. I don't know, they signed... I don't know if it's a Geneva Convention. Otherwise, that'd be... Yeah. I know several countries have said no to them, or they will use them. Whether it's banned or not, I don't know. But, well, desperate times, desperate measures, maybe. I don't know. It's all flipping horrible, all of it, isn't it? the thing is, I suppose, if we keep sending the same munitions over, we're going to run out of stockpiles. They'll be gone. And obviously, the United States have got to think about their own security. The same in the United Kingdom. Yeah, we keep sending the same stuff. I don't know. I don't know what the answer is at the moment, to be honest. Ugh. Well, that Preshkakin, whatever name is that geezer? He's well, didn't he? He's back in. He's back in Russia, isn't he? That's what I heard. It'd probably been worse if he did turn the government, overthrow the government, overthrow Putin. It'd probably be worse. That man is just evil. Kermit sounding, not Mickey sounding. Okay. Plenty of intellectuals online that talk about the EU and do not know anything about it. And some of them with channels with lots of subscribers. Yeah, probably. Are you referring to... oh, I know what you're talking... Are you not talking about Phil Morehouse by any chance, are you? Oh, you just rejoin just like that. Yeah. No. You'll be joining as a new member. Article 49. Is it 49 or 48? Oh, I can't remember now. My mind's gone... It's bare. It's actually gone much to my head. It's from Lidl's, but it's a steam brew. It's a steam brew. Yeah, steam brew. It's actually really nice. I had a stout yesterday. Yeah, it's an IPA. And why is it going to my head? It's probably full of tannin or something like that. No, it's because it's 8%. That might have something to do with it. Dude, it's like having 2 beers in one, isn't it? So, Larry the Cat, there was a Daily Poo Express poll. Oh, Daily Express poll. A Daily Express poll, and 67.5% said Brexit was a mistake. I bet they weren't very happy with that poll. So I take it that there's a very large pinch of salt. Said Brexit was a mistake. God. Oh, there we go. He's a Canadian. Who's a Canadian? It contains methanol. What contains methanol? Alcohol. Oh, what that contains methanol? Most likely. Well, yeah. If anyone knows about distilling, not me. If anyone knows about distilling, what you do is you say when. Okay, let's start. Okay, if you don't know how to distill spirits, so moonshine, for instance. Let's say you do some moonshine. Yeah. First of all, you need your mash. Right, you can use pretty much anything for your mash. You could use some fruit if you want in your mash. You could just use sugar beet if you want in your mash. You could use almost anything. Beetroot, anything in there. Higher the sugar content, the better. Anyway, you make your mash. Effectively, you've got to make a fairly high alcohol content mash. So you chuck all your stuff in there. Use a high alcohol resistant yeast. I quite prefer it to like a turbo yeast, is what they call it. So you've made your mash, and you end up around 17 to 20% alcohol. You can sometimes get up to about 22% if you're lucky. Alcohol in your mash, and then you distill it. There's various ways to do it. You could use like a fermenting bin, like the clear, semi-clear fermenting bin, a 20 litre or 25 litre fermenting bin, and then a smaller 10 litre inside. Put the heater in there, and it evaporates it off at the right temperature, obviously, and it'll evaporate off the methanol first. So you don't drink that, and so you take off about 50 to 100 mils of methanol, and then you have the alcohol after that. And other ways you can do it is use pressure cooker. It's quite an easy way of doing it, and a copper coil. I've made a copper coil. A copper coil in a container, which we run cold water through to keep the copper coil cold, and then it distills it and runs it. And you get drip, 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 drip. You heat, and obviously the pressure cooker up. And that first bit you take off, about 50 to 100 mils will be methanol. Because the first part of the temperature, the first part of the evaporation. And then you get to ethanol. But I can't remember what the temperature is now, but you've got to get a certain temperature. You don't boil it. If you boil your mash, that'll just end up as, water. You just take everything out and put it in to another vessel. That's all you're really doing. But, yeah, anyway. Maybe that explains a lot. But anyway, let's go back to the chat. Now, in France, actually, they can get like a family license. I can't remember what it's called now, where they're legally allowed to distill brandies and other stuff, and that license gets handed down through the generations. So you get like the eau de vie, for instance, which could be made with fig or various other fruit, what have you, for the mash, and that stuff is let me find if you triple or double distill it, it just gets more and more alcohol in it, and it's 100% easy. The sort of stuff you use a bit like absinthe, you put it on your finger and light your finger and do a blue flame. Pretty strong stuff, yeah. It's good for sterilisation as well during COVID, I imagine. Russia would love some cereal in the morning sent by Ukraine. I bet they would. That's pretty much what they're doing all the time, isn't it? Russia's kind of stealing it at the moment and badging it. And, not individual grains, obviously. No. Joel's got a good membership. Yay! You should not drink first bit with the ethanol. The first bit with the ethanol, but you can use it very well on your skin if you have any aches and pains and joints. Yeah, I think it's the methanol, but it's the bad bit. It's the first bit. Make you go blind, Make yourself some potato, use potatoes and stuff if you have vodka. But potatoes can be quite, potato wine or whatever, I don't know. Can be quite dangerous. Marx's biggest fan. Sorry, I include even Brazilians in the American group. They all view philosophy with an impressive lack of knowledge, but I'm not generalising it. Okay. Oh dear. I have to admit, I'm gonna have to go to Scotland at some point. I've been once. I drove in and I was on that road from east to west, and I said, "Welcome to Scotland," and goodbye. It was a bit like that. But I have never actually ever been or visited Scotland. I'd love to go to the Hebrides. The Outer Hebrides, probably something like that. Highlands and stuff. Where the nature is. Where there is no Teresa Coffee. That would be a start. Well, she shouldn't be there anyway, should she? She'd probably get, What would you do to her if you found her up there? Blimey. Don't forget the CPTPP deals coming from halfway around the world. That will benefit 11 countries more than mine, says number 91 Leeds. Yeah. Oh, crikey, what is it now? The Trans-Pacific Partnership. Oh, crikey. It was changed because the United States said, hang on, we don't like this. Something to do with copyright, actually. And they pulled out and they changed the name of it and restructured it into this CPTPP. So it's the idea was hopefully they could encourage the United States to rejoin, but they're not having any of it, are they? The United States, especially under Biden, Trump didn't either, to be fair, don't have anything to do with this. No. At this stage. They've got other fish to fry. The thing is, it's such a big market. It's free. Their economy, about 23 trillion in the United States dollars. In the United States, even with the EU, the EU was about 16, 17 trillion euros. Euros or dollars? I think it's dollars actually. And then obviously got the UK is at 2.7 trillion pounds. But that's deceptive. The GDP is such a daft way of working out the wealth of our income in the country because it doesn't allow for the cost of getting that. It's daft, and everything's become more expensive. Obviously, you've got inflation, haven't you? So you might have a 2.7 trillion economy, but it's cost a lot darn sight more to get there than it did a few years back. I wonder why that is. Oh no, Top Smoke, don't be lonely, my friend. Oh, don't be lonely. He's fed up tonight. Don't be lonely. What about limerick? We need limerick. Have a limerick about the dirty water. A limerick about lead in the water or something. Lead in your pencil. That could be a song, that, couldn't it? That sounds a bit Chas and Davis. That could be. Oh God, no, don't start. Oh, crikey. Mark's his biggest fan. He'll be going on about that with Chas and Dave. Oh, blimey. Oh, thanks for that, number 3. Yeah, I can never remember it. It's the Comprehensive and Progressive Agreement for the Trans-Pacific Partnership. They've made it a massive blooming tongue-tie now, haven't they? It's just nuts. I thought it's just the TPP or something silly. I don't know, Trans-Pacific Partnership. Oh, it's just crazy. Just wash your hands afterwards. Says Duke Vengeance. The toilet paper deal. Well, there might be an issue with toilet paper in the EU very soon. There's new rules coming into force. I don't think not you have already, but it's caused a lot of problems to the manufacturers and to do with toilet roll centres. Literally, the toilet roll centres. Because the paper we use in toilet roll, or something to do with toilet roll centres anyway, is causing problems regarding new rules and regulations, but the manufacturers aren't ready. So we might have a shortage of toilet paper in the United Kingdom, so we'll probably send it all over, not in the United Kingdom, in the EU, so we'll probably send it all to the United Kingdom. What we do? What we Wally? Too busy licking his bits. Lovely. Oh, there. There's lead in the water. Oh, most definitely. Especially if you've got lead pipes. And removed them all. They're still there. Oh, my chico. Hope you get cheered up here. I hope so, Top Smoke. I do enjoy your limit, I must say.
You have accepted the truth.
Oh, I have. Thank you.
Goodness gracious me.
Oh, we'll give you that a bit louder. Oh, cool, that would be good. So Asakir says, cheers for my friend, a motorcycle to hit the Highland routes, Marcus. Oh, that would be quite nice. Some of the old GSX, wouldn't it? Crikey. Get your knee down a few times, I should think. I did the Stelvio Pass a couple of years, about 2 years ago? 2 years ago. Well, 3 years ago now. Oh, anyway, Stelvio Pass in Italy, between Italy and Switzerland. It doesn't matter. We've got nothing to eat. Oh my giddy aunt. Oh, don't worry about it. Andrex is called something else in the EU. I don't know. Is it? There was a young... Oh, here we go. We got a limerick from Sir Larry the Cat. There was a young bloke named Top Smoke. Oh, here we go. Okay. There's one for Top Smoke. Yeah. Okay, there was a young bloke named Top Smoke that fell down, and it was no joke. He's lost his mojo and his limericks, and were a no-go. Just put a smile on his face, thinking of Bojo. Oh, very good. Oh. Andrex is called... Oh, I've done it already. Will they let you in the UK, Marcus? That's a good point, actually. I might get arrested now after the new bill's gone through, isn't I? You know. Do you reckon that I'm a threat? Quite possibly. I would be a bit surprised. Okay, anyway. You could do the NC 500, apparently. In and out heritage. Oh, I'd love to do those. I already will on the bike and that. Free camping. Can you? That's a good point actually. Can you free camp in Scotland? Because that's what I do here. If I go anywhere on the bike, I might do that. So that'd be pretty cool actually. Free camping. Are you allowed to free camp in Scotland, or have they? You know. I know you can't in the UK. You can try. Oh, my daughter and my 4 grandchildren are coming to visit, and we'll do a live stream with them. Yes, it's well, in a few weeks' time, and by the end of July, sometime I think it is. And the thing is, they've actually booked their flights 3 days in school time, so the end of the term. And my daughter's done that because it was £300 cheaper to book them in. So she's got to try and get the headmistress to say, "Oh, that's okay." Otherwise, get fined. Oh, Pandora, there you go. So, the other thing about these holidays being overly priced and what have you, but the caravans. Has anyone heard about Haven Holidays? Well, they've got caravan sites, a bit like Butlins. Haven Holiday. We've been with the kids before and that. That used to be cheap. Flipping now, they're not anymore. No wonder everyone's trying to get over to the EU and Don't worry about the 2-hour waits at Dover. No, don't worry about that. No, because it's flipping cheaper. I couldn't believe it. For a weekend, this was a weekend. In the peak season, it was £1,700 in a Haven caravan. Just an ordinary little, one of them boxy caravans. Static caravan, that's it, static caravan. £1,700 for a weekend? That's nuts. Now here in France, it's different system here. Generally speaking, the prices don't really go up too much in term time. But also, where it's different is parents who obviously if they've got kids. Say if they've got kids, of course, the parents got kids. But with parents, but if you've got young kids, all right, you've got young kids, and you say, okay, I want to go on holiday in France. There's CAF. Anyone's got kids and that, you get like a bit like child benefit kind of thing, but there's CAF, and what the CAF is, you get the CAF holiday vouchers, and it can be about 700. I think it's about €700 up to that you can get. So you're allowed that to book, use those vouchers to book your holidays. It's quite a common thing to do here in France. In fact, my son has just done it, and he's in Marseille at the moment. I hope there's no riots. Anyway, he's in Marseille with my little granddaughters and his missus, and had to pay. I think it ended up costing about what was it now? He did tell me. I think it was about 260 odd euros left to pay for a week's holiday in Marseille. It's like a beach holiday. It's a little cottage. It's cheap, really cheap, because obviously it's subsidised by the taxpayer, obviously, here in France. So don't have anything like that in the UK, do you? Some charities help, provide that sort of thing. And we had a very similar situation with my son Matthew, because he's disabled, and so we could take on an extra holiday. There was a voucher scheme by a charity. I can't remember what it's called now, but it was a charity it was a Estonia charity actually, and they awarded us some money to take Matthew on holiday. So he did. In fact, he's been Lapland as well, Matthew has, yeah. So yeah. That's charity, isn't it? It's not social. It's a social system, is it? Social system. It's not the taxpayer paid for it. It's a bit of a shame, really. I think it's quite a shame what's going on. Yeah, Ruth, that would be lovely to go there. I would like to at some point. I've done some money first, though. Lavrov looks more and more like a redhead spokesman of Saddam. Are you talking about Sergei Lavrov? You talking about Sergei Lavrov? The Russian foreign minister. He looks angry all the while. He really does. So, the toilet paper deal. Oh, there we go. Oh, down we go. Kool-Aid 76, not allowed to wild camp in Spain. My plans for a bar strip just got scuppered. Bugger. Some people just do it. We have. I've done it. I just do it. What can they really do? Move you on. Fine you, I suppose. Some of the fines are getting quite big, aren't they? Yeah. Yeah. What you got to do, you got to burn all your details. Yeah, that's what you got to do. Get rid of your passport. Heaven are as rough as a badger's arse. What? I'm confused. I'm really confused. Jarl says free camping is almost impossible here because of fire hazard. Still know some places, but they are rare. Yeah, you can pretty much free camp in France. Since the French Revolution, there was the right to food, basically. So you can, get to the lakes and stuff like that. And a lot of these kind of old laws, and so they still, basically allowed access to fish. And yeah, I haven't had any problems with free camping. I use a very tiny little tent and it's quick to put up, what have you. So if I want to move on, it'd be moved on. They do, but as long as you're not causing any problems, you don't damage the fauna and what have you, and you don't obviously have, most definitely do not have fires. Well, why would you want fire anyway in this heat? You know, from flipping hell. Set it light to the ground. Oh, Casper says, I watched Grado do a holiday programme in Scotland. It was great. Oh. BHM is talking about how the UK can join the EU. Okay. Oh, the Bowler Hat Man. Okay, Bowler Hat Man was talking about how the UK can join the EU. In my opinion, no chance. No, I don't think so either, especially at this stage. And let the English row to the Pacific Ocean. Or row to the Pacific Ocean, sorry. My feeling about it is, I think it's possible, but it's going to take a good long while, and we've got to do a shitload of work to get anywhere near. Even any kind of close alignment, to be fair, it's going to take a good long while. And there's no taste for it, is there? You know, if Labour gets in, they're not going to push it. They made it quite clear. They might be forced to, but we'll see. We'll see. I can't see it happening. Just vote SNP. Even the Liberal Democrats are sort of like, a bit like that. But talking about that, we've got others who's in the Tory party are saying that, well, I think it's time. I think we're ready to be talking about rejoining the European Union. Oh, I wonder who that is. Well, it happens to be Tobias Ellwood. I happen to agree with him in many ways. It's going to take a good long while, unfortunately. Yeah. Well, this happens to be in the New European. Oh, look, it's Tobias Ellwood. Let's just reposition that a little bit. There you go. Bum 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 bum. His voting record isn't that great, so he's still a
Kipper.
He can't help it, but there you go. He's a Tory. You've got to be a kipper to be a Tory, haven't you? Alright, so this is in the New European. Let's put this over so I can see what's going on. So, is it time to rejoin the single market? Oh, not necessarily the EU, the single market. He's toned down a little bit because he was talking about the EU before. It's not the first time he spoke out. And, and Tobias Ellwood said yes. The computer said yes. It was, maybe AI maybe said yes, about time. Well, it's not as simple as that, is it? So, senior Tory MP has called on both the government and Labour to show courage and admit that Brexit has failed. Now, you can't say fairer than that, really. Because you've got to admit the cause of the problem, of all the pain that we're suffering, and we've got to admit what's causing it. You know. Oh, my Gideon! I sat on a tin tack. No, I didn't. It's not tin tack causing all this pain. No. Well, Tobias Ellwood, MP for Bournemouth East. He has arrived, and he was. Yeah. For a meeting being held at 10 Downing Street. Oh. Okay, so Tobias Ellwood thinks it's time to address the elephant in the room. Brexit. Oh, dear. And Alexander Boris of Ethel Johnson's.
We got an oven-ready deal. Put it in the microwave.
Oh, no, you haven't. It was as oven-ready as bringing the turkey out of the freezer the day before Christmas. Oh, what's this one? I can't remember what that one is again. What's that one? Oh, I remember.
I am a woman, and I don't have balls.
Yeah, I know that was kind of didn't really fit, but I was just looking at my stick and I couldn't work out what that was. Anyway, so the Conservative chairman of the Defence Select Committee has called on the government and Labour to show some courage, grab some balls, maybe, and admit that Brexit has failed and look at ways to rejoin the single market. Rejoin or join? He told the Eye, well, nobody dares mention Brexit in Labour or Conservatives' side or look at the numbers to see whether economically it would be wiser for us to be in or outside of the single market. Well, there's plenty of figures out there. It's blatantly obvious where our problems lie. Not trading, being able to trade freely with your closest trading partner, 447 million people. That's just illogical. And then we've got rules of origin. Oh, crikey, the car manufacturers, EVs and that, they're kicking off. Still kicking off. Well, he added, surely we should have strength of character. The courage to look at the biggest generational decision which now clearly not gone in the right direction. Has not gone in the right direction. Well, no, well, clearly not. The idiots across in the wrong box. Sorry. But they did. I didn't know anybody who voted Remain or Brexit who expected us to be where we are today. But we dare not go there. Don't talk about it. Don't say the B word. Especially on Sky. Don't do it. No. Or BBC, come to that. As well as harming the country's economy, Ellwood believes that leaving the European Union distanced the UK from its allies in a time when the international cooperation was needed. No shit, Sherlock. Well, these remarks are no surprise. Ellwood has long been a critic of Brexit. Well, it's flipping obvious, isn't it, really? Warning in May that Boris Johnson's Brexit deal was damaging the economy. Really? Oh, which one was that then? Do you know what? I think it is
That is a disgrace.
Shocking it is. Well, these remarks have no surprise, because he has been a critic, and that he has. Well, writing in the New European, Ellwood called for a Brexit inquiry, with an audit of the EU-UK Trade and Cooperation Agreement being the only way to foster better relations in the post-Brexit world Britain now navigates. He also, well, was among the first Conservatives to call Boris Johnson to quit. Yay! Because quite frankly, he said, well, I said, and he might have said, he might not have said, but I'm going to say it anyway.
Kipper!
That he is. Yeah. So Ellwood claims that he's not alone. Behind closed doors... Behind closed doors, he argues bouts of Tory infighting rage on, with many MPs privately believing that the UK needs to negotiate a Norway-style relationship with the bloc. Well, that ain't going to happen either. You can negotiate it, but quite frankly, Norway would kick off. They've said it. They warned us about this already. Warned the EU anyway. However, he remains the only Tory MP to publicly call for this. Remarkably, he may have found support in an unlikely place. Oh, among the readership of the Express. Now, somebody mentioned this a moment ago. Yeah, a poll. 2/3 of the readers saw rejoining the single market as a way to boost Britain's failing economy. And do you know who else? The farmers did as well. They've also said they've stepped up pretty much the similar figures, actually, saying, well, we need to be, thinking about rejoining the European Union, or at least the customs union, or some single market, or something, you know. Well, a comparable show of character from the leaders of the government and opposition may have to wait another day. Instead, Richie Sunak is focused on holding his party together. That's all he cares about. Well, he ain't doing a very good job of that either, is he? While Keir Starmer appears more intent on holding oracy lessons in schools. I actually quite like that plan. On an admirable policy. Hopefully Starmer himself will be speaking up soon on Brexit. I hope so. It won't happen anytime soon. No, he's made quite clear that make Brexit work. Oh, for God's sake. Oh, it's painful. It really is painful. Hello, Wally. Hello, buddy. Come on in, brother. Oh, isn't that good? Oh, it's all chewy, it is. Oh, Dora, there you go, girl. No Sebastian? No? He's not about? You alright, girl? You got stiff joints? Oh, poor little thing. Oh, dear. Feel like me, she do. Well. Oh, God. It's quite painful, really, isn't it? It really is. It's just, what the hell is going on? You know? It's nuts. It's absolutely nuts. Nuts. Oh, dear me. Well, anyway, back into the chat. It's a trap. Oh, have I got that one? I need that one. I haven't got the... It's a trap. Colonel Akbar. Oh, my God. Oh, but I need that. I need that. Any soundbite ideas? That's a good idea. Soundbites. We need soundbites. Ideas for soundbites. Colonel Akbar, as in it's a trap. That's a good one. I like that. I was going to do that before, and I forgot. It's a trap. It's a trap. Oh, no. Maybe.
Goodness gracious me.
Well, I was in the trap. In the trap. I was in the chat. Trap. Bit of a trap, you could say. Oh, and stop money laundering. Well, they do like to do a bit of that, don't they, stories? They love a bit of money laundering. That's pretty much what the asset holding companies are for, just so they can pretty much launder money out of the country. And David Cameron got rid of them, I think, back in 2003. And guess who brought them back in? Boris Johnson, probably for his Russian mates. Well, doesn't the UK have to clean up its waters before it can even apply it? That's a valid point, actually. That is a valid point. Oh, crikey. Trade deals, you need to go back on all, anything in the trade deals we have to get rid of. That, well, pretty much just get rid of them altogether. It goes against, well, the EU. They don't want any of that shit, do they? They don't want, I don't know, mega farmed beef and all the chemicals and other stuff. Sheep that get dipped by drowning them. Freaking annoying, says about you go. Things are going to get worse and worse. Oh, number 3. I hate to say it, but I think you're right. I can oh, dear me. It feels like it. And it's flipping obvious, really. It's, you know what they say, you can't make an omelette without breaking some eggs. I don't think we've got that far. I don't think we've even broken the eggs yet. No, we're just kind of just holding ready to smash them. But it's, Brexit isn't actually done yet. Is it, Wally? No. Brexit isn't done. No. We've still got the checks coming in this year. In full in January. Well, that is going to be an eye-opener. Oh my giddy aunt. Popcorn moment, I reckon. Flip it now. So you think of all the problems that, you know, people want to send stuff from the UK into the EU. That's one of the smaller problems. Like, for instance, somebody sends me something, there's quite a strong possibility I'm going to have to pay a fee for it. You know, as it comes to my house, what have you. They'll have a little book and, oh, you owe this much stuff to write a check out, or, you know, whatever. Or give them cash for the difference. Duties. There's fees still. It's not just the fact whether or not it's tariff-free. There is fee. There's still a fee. So many websites now have managed to, you know, get that act in gear. But if you've got, like, a business-to-customer model, such as the Cheshire Cheese Company, and they sell a bit of cheese online to the EU, well, that's obviously got phytosanitary on top of that. So there's huge problems. That is going to go the other way now, end of this year. So all those agros have made it very difficult to trade with the EU for many businesses, not all, but for many businesses. Those who've got the money that are set up abroad, like, for instance, Sports Direct and stuff like that, they've got warehouses in the EU, so the stuff comes from EU warehouses. But those who haven't, well, they just say, well, it's not worth the candle, it's too much hassle. You got to jump through hoops. Jump through hoops. It's a bit sad, isn't it, really? The whole thing is sad. What the hell have we done to ourselves? They call it democracy, you know. The democratic decision to screw yourself. Nuts. Absolutely nuts. Yeah.
I am a woman and I don't have balls.
Oh, God. Yeah, you're right, number 3. Sorry. Oh, God. Yeah. This is not worse and worse. It's going to get much worse. You're not wrong. We just touched on it at the moment. It's all about mitigation now, isn't it? It's all about how do we... Oh, a problem arises, how do we deal with it? Like Don Bannister of Dover. You know, the crossing. And he's had to mitigate, to do stuff to try and compensate or try and sort out these passport checking and what have you. But still got 2 hour delays. They had to instigate the what was it, Cobra or whatever they use, operation stack for all the lorries and what have you. So the lorries have to wait in one lane and park on one side there while all the cars go through. So much for free. Who said that it was going to be free? Yeah, freely moving won't make any difference. Oh, I think, wasn't it not? It might be him. I'll tell you, he probably thinks it's really...
I think it's rather uplifting.
Yeah, probably. I'll be a bit surprised. Damage limitation, yeah. Mitigation. There's no benefits, is there? There's no benefits as a whole of Brexit. You've got 3 individual companies that are obviously making a shitload of money because of Brexit. You've got those who are able to hide their money because of Brexit. But, yeah. Ooh, financial services. Oh my goodness, it's all about the financial services right now. And we want everything inside the Eurozone, as in, what about Euro clearing, for instance? I think that's 2025. I'm pretty certain that's going to happen now. They get taken away from London, it's a massive amount of revenue lost. And also control. Oh, too much lead in those pipes. Oh, probably. Column 6 here, they will definitely have to be begging on their knees or something. Yeah. The people, most of the people who voted for Brexit are still hardliners, and they don't want to admit that Brexit's a failure. You know, they come up with some rubbish to say, oh, look at this, look at that. Yeah, but look at everything else falling apart, literally falling apart. All these lead lickers. Yes, probably. And Andrew Evans, the so-called United Kingdom is... yes. It kind of is. I find it really sad, actually. I know it's jest about all this stuff, take the mick out, but I do actually find it really sad. Like, my family lives there, you know, for a start. I don't want harm to come to anybody, you know. It's just, it's mind-numbing. And it's just, you know, when you can't kind of... something's happened or somebody said something, you can't work out why. Why would you say that? Why would you do that? What doesn't make any sense? What brought you to that point? It's a bit like that, really, with Brexit. It's kind of like, you know, everything was just so blatantly obvious. And many of us took it for granted that Brexit was never going to happen, and then it started looking a bit dodgy. At one point, it was looking okay, and then all of a sudden, I woke up in the morning, and oh my God, you know, they voted to leave the European Union. Madness. Absolute madness. Look at the shit it's cost. And the amount of money it's cost just to, not just to mitigate it, but to just negotiate it. All those pizzas they had to buy. Flipping shitloads of pizzas. Yeah, David Ross, he eats a lot of pizzas. Like he does. Oh, dear. What are we doing now? 2 hours. We're 2 hours in. So it won't be much longer. There you go, something else. Oh, I'll tell you what I wanted to do. So we've got people in the Tory party who are deciding that that Brexit is a part of crock of shit, and there's others in the Tory party who won't speak out but also think that Brexit is a crock of shit. Farmers are saying Brexit is a crock of shit. Brexiters are saying that Brexit is a crock of shit. Everything's a crock of shit. It's a mess, an absolute flippin' mess. And the car industry are also saying it's a crock of shit. Oh dear. Oh dearie, dearie, dearie me. No, some things are happening which are quite positive. Such as Zap Map statistics are showing that EV charge point installations are up by 80%. 80% of what though? It has increased though. So that's a positive thing. If you can afford an electric car, I can't afford to buy an electric car. I'm absolutely honest with you, I just can't. I ain't got the money, and it's they're not cheap, and I don't want debt. I don't want debt. No debt for me. Thank you very much. Been there, done that. Never again. Now, you know, people with debt are the ones who really get stung when interest rates go up. For instance, debt becomes more expensive. What about credit card debt? Oh my Christ almighty at the moment. So, apparently, up we go, there we go, I'll do. So EV vehicle charge points, let's bring it down a bit here. Does it let me? Yes it does. It formats good. EV charge point mapping service, Zap Map, has published a new statistics in the United Kingdom showing that the rate of charge points installations has increased by 82%. since the first half of 2022. They probably can't get the electricity from the wind turbines, mind. Cornwall and site recently published a report suggesting that the rate of increase in charge points had reached 70% over the past year. But now ZapMap says that the deployment of chargers is now, it's even faster. Leaps and bounds they are. Yeah. So that I suppose as a positive thing, if you can afford an electric car, or whether or not your little Zoe has enough range to take a mother and your daughter to Scotland or somewhere up north while your battery getting drained by by an e-book. Or was it an Audible book? That's it. For God's sake. Which use no power whatsoever. Almost 20% of charge points are rapid or ultra rapid chargers, which 8,680 of these by the end of June. Ultra rapid chargers showed that the biggest year-on-year growth, and there was 1,803 ultra rapid chargers across the UK at the end of June 2022, which has grown by 3,493 at the end of June 2023, a 94% increase. So that's positive. That's positive. But unfortunately, you might not be able to get hold of electric cars in the United Kingdom because of, well, it's a crock of poop. Yeah. Now, I've talked about this before in regard to rules of origin and all that. But the car manufacturers are still kicking off. And some are saying that, they won't leave the United Kingdom, blah, 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 blah. And others are saying that, there's a risk. There is a risk. They've already moved some of their manufacturing out of the UK or decided to use other factories. Well, oh dear. So, post-Brexit tariffs on cross-EU-UK electrical vehicle inputs are still going ahead. Now, the Commission official insists it has to protect itself against US subsidies. Well, it moves to fight off new rules of origin. Edict that some electric vehicle automakers claim could shut down their operations in the UK aren't going anywhere. Well, it says in here, judging by the words of a senior Euro Commission official, but that was Sarah Meshkovich. I can't say his name now. Well, anyway, the fresh. Oh crikey! Oh my God! I remember Seskovich. Mara Seskovich. That's it. Anyway, the French rule starts. Oh, sorry. The fresh rule starts from January the 1st, 2024, next year, yeah? That means that the British and European car makers can't get that sweet zero tariff rate while exporting to each other unless at least 45% of an electric vehicle's parts by value and 60% of its battery originate either in the UK or the EU. Remember, if it's originated in the EU, there's a whole load of red tape they have to deal with to get that money back. They have to pay it and get it back. Now, if they don't hit the right ratio, a 10% tariff kicks in when exporting the vehicle from the UK to the EU, vice versa. So the current threshold for EVs parts under the EU-UK Trading Cooperation Agreement, the TCA, is 40%. It's due to rise to 55% of the vehicle. That's a big chunk, wouldn't you say? So the high price of batteries, and the components that go in them. What happened to British Volt? That pretty much disappeared, really, isn't it? Got bought by an Aussie firm, and now the Aussie firm is being investigated for fraud and all that. So the high price of batteries and the fact that there's plenty of components in a car are currently sourced from China and other parts of Asia, and has many in the automotive industry warning that the thresholds would strangle their businesses. It's obviously way over. It's the bulk of the cost of the vehicle. Well, speaking at the EU-UK Parliamentary Partnership Assembly this week, Richard, Ciszak, known for his work as a so-called EU Brexit divorce mediator, pushed back against multiple British and Euro MPs asking for the rules to be delayed. saying that the American subsidies dished out to its domestic makers under the Inflation Reduction Act were choking off the sector. Well, there's a lot of tech investment, government supported money, grants and what have you from in the US, trying to get tech businesses to either stay or encourage them to the US. Big subsidies. Alright, so since the adoption of the Inflation Reduction Act, investment in the battery sector in the EU has fallen off a cliff. He says, I think it's more or less 46% of the global investment in the battery sector in the EU, down to 1%. The rules of origin mean that the battery in a pure electric vehicle will have to be marked as originating either in the UK or in the EU to pass that test. And if you were to loosen the rules, it means that the battery can be purchased elsewhere in the world, in the US or in China. And when you consider, I suppose, China, well, they're putting, sanctions on the export of germanium and something else. That's other very important metals, what have you. Just it's a reaction to sanctions that put on them, basically. So when you say loosen the rules of origin, you're saying that in addition to the pull factor, which means that investment in the battery sector is dropping in the EU, you'll be adding a push factor, encouraging those batteries for European vehicles to be bought in China and the US, pretty much. I think we're doomed. Oh! It's a trap! Oh, hello there, Angry Pagan. I hope you're well. There's a socialist in the chat. Honda were working on... Oh, do you know who else is that Lord Bamford? He just announced that they've developed a hydrogen engine, or not developed engine, I don't know if it's their engine, I don't really know. But anyway, in the JCBs, and heavy machinery, hydrogen. But where are you going to put the fuel in? No investment has been done for hydrogen fuel. It makes a huge amount of sense for lorries, because there's going to be massive consumption of power. It takes 9 hours to charge one of them electric lorries, and then you've got a range of 350 odd miles. That's no good to haulage firm. No good whatsoever. It's like, a day on, day off, isn't it? If you're lucky. So hydrogen makes a lot of sense. And there has been some hydrogen lorries. Why did I say that? I think it was on the telly, actually. Look, very smart as well, they did. It means the battery could be purchased elsewhere in... Oh, sorry, there we go. User origin. Well, it's in the chat. Well, it's in the chat. I'm losing my mind, I am. Oh, giddy aunt. Oh, do you still have the ITV/video of Pennywise Morden's belly flop? Yes, I do. It's not edited though. It's got the tail end on. I used it in videos, but I've used it in videos before. It's quite funny though. When she's in she was a contestant on a program called Splash, and the water jumped out. God, I bet she had a bruised belly. Oh, the Chinese one has already been built. Well, they've got the Chinese car. That's going to be sold in the EU as well. There won't be any exceptions for third countries. We need factories here in Science Portugal. There will be 3 factories as far predicted. I know China is going to be building some cars in the EU. So it's in Iran. It's having Iran. Now all the UK will suffer. It will, unfortunately. It's really sad, isn't it? Really, it's just. People who didn't vote for this, it wasn't their dream, are the ones who are probably the most upset about it all and how it's all turned out. But also families, they've been split apart. It's broken families, Brexit has. I know so many people and people on here actually have told me that they find it difficult to communicate with their families, brothers, fathers, mothers, sisters. The dog. As Tom says, Marcus, remember to end the stream when you finish, mate. The problem is when I put the lockdown video onto the patrol, because it's about 7 minutes long, and then I get doing something else, and yeah, I kind of forget. I know. Sorry. Oh, no, number 3. Take care, my friend. Keep pressing record. And have you thought about? Oh, got a quick question for you, number 3. If you're still there, you might not be there now because it's way up. But there's if you are listening, there's podcasts. Think about and you'll put your videos in the podcasts. I think it'd really be good for you as well. Yeah, but you can still get your video, but the audio becomes a podcast, which is really good because it's extra. It's another audience. UK world leaders in steam locomotives, most likely. Yeah, that'd be fine. Maybe coal. Only green hydrogen, yeah, because there's 2 ways of actually creating hydrogen, and it uses a huge amount of offshore wind. Massive amount of power required to create the process. It's like electrolysis, I suppose, isn't it? To create the hydrogen. Oh, Wally. My biggest worry with hydrogen, because like everything, there's solutions, isn't there? To this, getting the energy and stuff like that, and it's a bit dangerous. Yeah, it's dangerous. It blows up. They can take a lithium, apparently. Councilman Northern said, I had a chemistry teacher who had a hydrogen car, and it was in the early 90s. My God, it's pretty cool. I've had gas, as in LPG. I've had 3 gas vehicles, and they were brilliant. Until the price of the gas started going up and up and up and up. It wasn't quite worth it. The UK world leaders in steam locomotives. Hydrogen is a niche band-aid. Sodium. Oh, so you're talking about salt batteries. Sodium ion electric vehicles are the future. I hope so, because there's a lot of salt. I mean, rising sea levels, we might be able to reduce the volume of the sea by taking the salt out, bringing the level down, and sea becomes saltless. Yeah, the fish world are good. It will take 475. What's that? All of a sudden, got a cold wind. Well, the window's open. Got mesh in the window. No flies coming in. That's good. 475 years to reach something that Finland will do in 7. Finland will be exporting energy for the year of 2025. I won't be surprised. We need to harvest the energy from our hurricanes. Yeah, in the United States. Crikey. And actually here as well, we have a lot of tempests here. Although we ain't had one for a while. So New Zealand plans to use hydrogen to fuel that producers for large vehicles. Yeah, there's been some development on that here as well, and obviously with plant machinery. So JCB, we're all banned from just standing next to a glossy engine. It's clearly not going to look like anything like this fantastic looking engine. Look like something being up in a hot rod, but it's obviously not. No, that'd be all dull and dark and black or something. No little trimmy bits. Run the cars on weed, that'll do it. What about whiskey? Run them on whiskey. No more complaining about the fumes. No, they'll be half cut. New Zealand plans to use hydrogen fuel. Also, don't know about producers for large vehicles. Makes a lot of sense. Germany has... Well, electric does not really suit haulage. It reduces the payload, you see, because the more you've got your train weight, which is the weight of your trailer that you're carting, but also the tractor unit itself. And if the tractor unit is weighing, I don't know, maybe it could be a ton more than what it would do normally. It takes a ton out of your loading, doesn't it? That's the problem with vans, really, isn't it? Payload in vans can be much reduced if the overall weight is higher. But saying that, even with if you've got a big fuel tank, full of fuel, that isn't light, is it? The UK speaks of large investments they cannot back up with investors and cash. And the EU does it slow or quickly, but it does it. From the cars on weed. I hope you're alright, my friend. Top Smoke. Hope you're doing okay there, buddy. Are you just feeling a bit lonely, or just does that happen sort of quite sort of regular? Is it a problem for you? Vertigo, Colin, we ran on weed. Oh, that's definitely not for cars if they go. Oh. Take care, Madbot 33. Thank you very much, buddy. I'll get that picture over to you. I keep forgetting. I'm terrible. I've got a mind like a sieve, I have. There's too much stuff rattling up there, and half of it doesn't sort of like, you know, it's just not ordered. No, I'm quite Hello, Ollie. You can come up here, come on. Come on, say hello. Oh, come on. Come and say hello. Because we're going to be signing off in a minute. Oh, God, knock everything off. Why don't you? Oh, blimey. What are you like, boy? Why did you knock on the floor? On my headphones. Oh! Well, Rolly, you want one of these? There you go, buddy. Those tiny treats. Yeah, you're a good boy, aren't you, really? Know where you're going. Oh, that's my microphone. No, leave that alone. Night, Mad Monk. Take care, friend. Be good. Don't work too hard. Not for them. That lot. Where you going? Oh, you crikey. You're suicidal, Wally, aren't you? Oh, are you tired? Oh, thank you. Enough of that. Enough of that. No. Oh, God, I know what you've been licking. I saw you a minute ago, licking your bits. That's nasty. We all have bad days. We do. Oh, we go. Where are we? Oh, what doggies? I miss my. Yeah, I have to admit. I do. Yeah. Okay. You happy there, Wally? He's getting on. He's 13 now, so he's getting on a bit, aren't you, boy? You have your problems. Oh, okay. And you have your problems, don't you? Got several problems, haven't you? He's got a heart murmur, which he has Vetmidin for. Don't you, boy? Yeah. And sometimes he has to have water tablets because it creates water in the lung. So yeah. Ooh. He has, and also he has epileptic fits, which is scary. They really are scary. You'll go down, my dear. You'll go down, Wally. You'll go down. Hey, boy. Yeah. Oh, you don't. You can lean on me now, are you? Oh, okay. Okay, there. Oh, is that it? Go on, down you go. There. Careful. That's it. Good boy. Look at the broken limbs. No. Look at Pandora. She's looking at the back there. Look at that. What about me? She's saying. I'm only little. Oh, Sebastian, upstairs. That he will. He'll be on the bed. Probably. Sausages. Oh, you found the ham. You found the gammon, did you, Doc Davies? I think I can only add 12 of those little avatars, or those little emojis. Treat. Yeah. Oh, there. Oh, good night, very cool. Oh, night, Mad. Oh, Mad Monk. I've done that one already. There we come. Oh, it's my cat. I don't leave them in the UK. Oh my God, no, really? Oh. New Zealand uses geothermal to produce. That is a clever idea. Put the UFO story up from the sun. What? I haven't seen that. The UFO story from the sun. Okay. Top Smoke. Yeah, you had a laugh, haven't you? No? Oh, God, you're not. You're serious. Which one? Oh, my God. Phil. Inside, is it the inside Pentagon one? Okay. What's that, Wally? Do you want a wee-wee? Probably. Okay.
This is an example of one that I showed.
Okay. Okay, what is that? So, eye to the sky inside the Pentagon office probing 650 UFO mystery sightings. 650 UFO mystery sightings as senators are warned of alien capabilities and demand the truth. Area 51, anyone? Maybe. Oh, okay. We'll have to do that. God's sake. Just a sec. Let's go let my dog out for a sec now. Oh, wait, Wally. There you go, boy. Oh, blimey, it's a professional stream, isn't it? Oh, so professional that it is. Oh, well, never mind. Say the V. Well, okay. What hell are they saying there?
This is an example of one that I showed at the hearing recently. This is a spherical orb, metallic, in the Middle East, 2022, by an MQ-9. I will come back to the sensor question that David raised here in a moment.
Oh, look at the orb. It's an orb. Where's Reagan?
This is a typical example of the thing that we see most of. We see these all over the world, and we see these in making very interesting apparent maneuvers. This one in particular, however, I would point out, demonstrated no enigmatic technical capabilities and was no threat to airborne safety. While we are still looking at it, I don't have any more data other than that. And so being able to come to some conclusion is going to take time until we can get better resolved data on similar objects that we can then do a larger analysis on.
Oh, no, go away. No.
This is
So, oh, crikey. There's another one, is it? Oh, my God. So the Pentagon office is investigating hundreds of UFO reports and has said
the United States is making the controversial move of sending Ukraine cluster munitions.
There you go. The Pentagon office is investigating hundreds of UFO reports and has said that nearly half of the sightings are strange and require further investigation after an officer got probed. The All-Domain Anomaly Resolution Office has taken the reins after some senators moved to take the sightings more seriously. There's orbs. Hope Reagan Elite knows about this. That's Wally. He's in. Oh. Good night. Just saying. Hope you're well, my friend. You've got to be, but the orbs. What about the orbs? Oh, God's sake. Look at that orb. See that? Yeah. There's an actual orb. Blimey. Well, the AARO, the anomaly, what do we call it? The All-Domain Anomaly Resolution Office. Is that actually a thing? All-Domain Anomaly Resolution Office. My God, that's a tongue tie. Well, the All Anomaly Resolution Office was founded last July thanks to the 2022 National Defence Authorization Act that allowed servicemen to report unidentified aerial phenomenon without fear of retaliation. Being locked up in an asylum, basically. Well, the office has 6 primary lines of efforts: surveillance, collection and reporting, system capabilities and design, intelligence operations and analysis, and mitigation and defeat. Oh, Independence Day. Governance and science and technology, the Washington Examiner reports. Well, leading the charge is Sean Kirkpatrick, who made the shocking announcement that the office is tracking over 650 cases in a mid-April hearing. Now, he said that around half of the reports were unusual and required a second look. The AARO has found no credible evidence thus so far of extraterrestrial activity, no probing involved whatsoever of off-world technologies or objects that defy the known laws of physics. That's what Kirkpatrick said. When in the event, the sufficient scientific data were ever obtained that the UAP encounter can only be examined by extraterrestrial origin. Explained by extraterrestrial origin. And we are committed to working with the interagency partners at NASA. While most sightings have been deemed to be balloons, other reports lead the office to investigate UFOs that they say are anomalous in nature. These objects will be surveyed by the team until they can gain more information from the probes. Probably. Maybe. I don't know. But I mean, whatever next. Okay, that was a day ago, that one was. I think it is. Oh, it would be a day ago now, wouldn't it? Yeah. I'm a Harvard professor, and UFO debris could answer alien question once and for all. Oh my god, the sun are going full on this, aren't they? Oh, okay. Well, Spaceman. I'm a Harvard professor. UFO debris could answer alien question once and for all. It's a new frontier for humans. Okay. Oh, we can hear what's going on there. I might need to... Okay. So, Harvard professor has told the debris found in the Pacific Ocean during an expedition could help solve the question of whether humans are alone. Ooh. Do you think that are aliens? Do you think there was a spaceship at Area 51? Leave it in the chat. In some ways, I think it's a bit naive of us to think that we are the only species that can survive. Carbon life form? Maybe a silicon life form? Maybe. Well, Avi Loeb, the head of the Galileo project, and his team of... Is it anything to do with the Galileo satellites? And his team of 24 researchers discovered material from the remains of a meteor that exploded off the coast of Papua New Guinea in 2014. He looks quite smug. Was it a spaceship behind him? Look at that dome. Looks all wonky. I used to have a dome. I used to have an observatory. So I did actually. I was a brick observatory with a fiberglass dome. And I had a Meade LX200 in it. Did you do? Yeah, I love all that sort of shit. Oh, the orbs. Are they orbs as well? Okay, so the US, the sun, how he discovered material from the meteor that exploded in 2014. The scientists studied the material dubbed IM1 after gathering it using a sled magnet and uncovered minuscule particles that looked like spheres. Loeb told the US Sun that the particles looked like perfect spheres and revealed an array of striking colours. He said that there are two questions that his team of researchers are trying to answer. And Loeb said that the first question is the IM1 interstellar based on the material, and can we distinguish it from the solar system? Then the second question is, if it is interstellar, is it natural or artificial? Oh, is it alien made? Now, is it an alloy that could be a technological in origin? But the best way to prove that is to find if there's a relic on the ocean floor. What, a spaceship? Tell you what, you don't want to send down there. No. Don't send that. No, don't do it. No. It's an Origin or something, was it? Titan. Don't send Titan down there. It's too late for Titan, though. Well, Loeb revealed that the strength of the particles was higher than iron meteorites. Oh my god, that is pretty dense. And have maintained their integrity before reaching the lower atmosphere. The fireball disintegrated into flares just 20 kilometres above the ocean's surface. The meteor, that is. Blimey. We're being invaded, we are. It's going to be like Independence Day. Yeah. And what was that geezer on Independence Day? The one who flew the airplane into the... Yeah. Or what is his name? Quaid? Oh, Dennis Quaid. Dennis Quaid or the other one was his brother? Oh, it's the wrong article. You mean there's another article? Oh my giddy aunt. Okay, what? Okay, top smoke. Not that one either. The debris was found in Italy. Okay, let's find it. Is it in the sun? Is it? This is obviously US sun, so they find a different sun. Italy. I'm busy talking because the chat is over there. I didn't see it in the corner of my eye. Italy alien. Oh, okay. Oh my God, no. An alien landed in Italy. Is that the one by any chance? Oh, crikey, is that today? No, this is a different one. This isn't today. This is 2018 it's published. This one is. Okay, is there another one? Is there another one? Okay, let's just duplicate that. Let's go back. News. Oh, it's one 5 days ago. I think it's actually the same bloke, actually. That's the same bloke. There's an article 5 days ago. That's come up on my feed here, on my search. My wife loves Wally. He's a lovely little boy that he is. What Joe was saying. Okay. Okay, it's the wrong article. I know now. Game over. I see. I love all the emojis. It look a bit sort of like an angry fish or something then. Shady pictures and the conspiracy theories were never my thing. Oh, but it might be right. Oh, it's the wrong article. Everyone tell him. I wasn't listening. Oh, damn terrible. Which article is it? It's in here, is it? Oh, Sebastian? I've got Sebastian here now. Yeah, boy, have a treat. My boy. There you go. Where's Wally? Oh, he's not in there. Right, so have I got the right article now? Is it this article? Oh, there you go, that one. Is it this one? It's an IT alien. Okay, bonkers UFO expert claims an alien landed in Italy in the 1950s, posed for photos. This sounds like Men in Black. For photos and even let the locals get into his spaceship. And doesn't he look like Michael Jackson? What? Oh, okay. That's a little bit. All right. He's a loon. So it's Dr. Panotti 72. Is that the right one? No. Why aren't I getting the right article? Is it Italy? No, he says. How come I can't find the right article? What's the first few words of the article? Top smoke. So I can try and get the right one. Flipping loons everywhere, aren't there? Oh, a shape-shifting UFO in Italy. Okay. Well, that's a bit odd and all, isn't it? It's not that one. No. Go on the news. 5 days. That was only 5 days ago, that one was. Oh, what Top Smoke wrote? Oh, what did you do? Oh, God, it's going way up, isn't it? Top Smoke. No. Search for what? Stuff written there. What Joe Mail search for? Maxad. Not that one. No. I see. What does Joe say? Hold on. Any alien life form capable of reaching us might not recognise us as intelligent or even sentient. I wouldn't be a bit surprised. All hail the orb. Is that the search? Okay, I'm still looking. Distract the masses with popcorn while the world burns. Not that one either. Oh my giddy aunt. The debris was found in Italy. Have a good night, just saying. I can't find the search. Oh my giddy aunt. Let's try and have a look on there. Little grey, small grey people. Yeah, probably. Probably wearing a mankini. Oh dear. You see, Joe, has a popcorn. Oh, this is so entertaining. Alien landed on a UK beach. We'll send to Rwanda. Alien spotted wearing a mankini. Yeah, probably. On the 4th of July, the aliens holiday in the USA. Oh, okay. They're too busy doing, you know what. Oh. Well, I haven't actually got what Top Smoke wrote. I haven't come across it yet. Did search for, but it says nothing there. I've got search for what? It's missing. The words are missing. No, it's got to let the dog in. Pandora's. Come on, Dora. Oh, one out, went in. Got a relay. Pass the baton. Baton. So I can't seem to find it. Tell you what, I know it's the wrong article. The trouble with tribbles. No, it's not going to be the trouble with tribbles. Is it? No, that's silly. How can I filter today's articles? I got one 5 days ago, and it's not that one, I've been told. Got one... no, it's not that one. It's not that one. It's that one. What? I can't find that. I'm sorry. That one? Oh, he has been abducted. Oh my giddy aunt. You must have a filter on or something. Possibly. It just said search for and there's nothing there. So what are the first few words of that article? Just so I can... It's the aliens. Probably. You must have a filter on. I'm in France. Would that have anything to do with it? I ain't got the filter as in search filters, not as far as I know. That's inhuman behaviour. This is so entertaining. Alien landed on UK beach. Will be sent to Rwanda ASAP. Yes, an illegal. It's an illegal alien. Yeah. Apparently. Bombshell. Okay, let's try that. Is that what you're talking about? I thought I showed that one already. I thought I showed that. Haven't I showed that already? Sorcery bombshell files released on the world's first documented UFO crash and how the US recovered it. Oh, is that the one? Bombshell files have surfaced. Bombshell files. That's the one then. That's the one. Cool. That's the one. Swelling Graverman. Swelling Graverman visits Italy. Okay, the Italian researchers shared extraordinary documents on the alleged crash after former intelligence officer David Charles Krish shocked the world by claiming that the United States has a secret UFO retrieval program. Yes, he goes Top Smoke. I showed that one a minute ago. No, that's actually the same guy. So Italian researcher Roberto Pinotto. So the crash. Oh, look at that. Oh, look at the aunt. Oh, it's an alien ship. He claims that the aircraft crashed in northern Italy and was hidden by fascist leader Mussolini until it was obtained by the US government. Oh, blimey. Is that Area 51? So the crash allegedly occurred. Let's get it a bit bigger so we can see it a bit better. There you go. So the crash allegedly occurred in northern Italy and was hidden by fascist dictator Benito Mussolini before the American force obtained the aircraft after World War II. The Roberto Benito, president of the National Ufological Center, which is known as the CUN in Italy, claimed that he has information that proves the crash, but has been met with criticism. I wonder why. I and my colleague Alfredo Lassoni began investigating the story of the 1933 UFO crash in Lombardy in 1996 when he received some original secret documents about the case, he told the Daily Mail. He first released documents in 2000, but his findings are not well known outside of his native country. Pinotto said that he received the docs through an anonymous source, through the mail, who claimed they were passed down by family. And the package included Italian telegrams that are dated June 1933, which ask for absolute silence, over the alleged landing on the national soil of an unknown aircraft. A flying saucer. Saucy. Well, a different telegram dated 13th of June says that anyone who shared the sensitive information could face immediate arrest and get probed with maximum penalties. So the immediate recasting of any leads from the newspaper's bearings said news is ordered, and the second telegram says, both are marked to have been written at the personal order of Mussolini himself. Other documents seen by the Mail reveal a concerning government department titled Gabinetto RS-33, which translates to RS, Special Research, and 33, Cabinet. The department was allegedly set up by Mussolini to handle the crash. And Pinotti said that the project was led by the Nobel Prize-winning inventor Guglielmo Marconi, who created the radio. This is the only public piece of evidence that has surfaced that mentions this mysterious group. Another memo that was handwritten in 1936 with an official government letterhead includes a sketch and description of a sighting. The drawing shows a cylindrical aircraft with portholes on the side and white and red lights that spotted flying over northern Italy. According to Pinotti, the documents all point to SIAI Machete, I don't know who that is or what it is, in Vergiat. The site escaped any damage from bombs that rained down during World War II, strikes at the ends of the Allied forces, and claimed that the UK, claimed by the UK and the US in 1945. Grush, who is a leading US UFO whistleblower, believes that the UFO was taken by the US officials at around the same time. But just let my other dog in. Oh my giddy arm. It's a relay. That's it. Oh, they're all in now. Blimey. Animals, eh? Animals. A load of trouble they are. So in 1933, a bell-like aircraft was 10 metres in size, was recovered in Magenta, northern Italy, and he told the French newspaper Le Parisien last month. And it was kept by Mussolini's government until 1944, when it was recovered by agents of the Office for Strategic Services, a former US intelligence agency. Ironically, it predates anything the public has heard about for decades, such as Roswell, Area 51, etc. Well, Pinotti says that he has been able to authenticate some of the paperwork, but still faces criticism from others in his field. Now, from the scientific point of view, these are embarrassing stories. Member of the Italian Centre for the UFO Studies, Giuseppe Stilo, told Vice News. Any historian would blanch at seeing how one claims to prove one thing or the other. And the British historian Graham Rendell agreed, saying the evidence is inconclusive. Oh dear. Oh dearie me. Well, it's one of them cases where we need more information, apparently. We need some probes. That's what we need. Oh my giddy aunt. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe it's true, maybe it's not. Yes, we have a beautiful flying saucer for you, my dear American. Oh, look at this, beautiful flying saucer. Oh, beautiful. That's very Norfolk, that. Where do I sign up? Tempest Fugit. Go on in. Do. Oh, is it? It's just saying, so it's a beautiful day in Southern California, 73 degrees Fahrenheit. Ooh. Ooh, a sketch. It must be true then. No, it might be. I don't know. Maybe. A Rolex from AliExpress. Kushti geezer. Or that one of them £5 Rolexes sold on the beach. Oh dear. When I read some of those conspiracy theory stuff, I do think there are aliens. The ones writing this flipping stuff. Most probably, yeah. It's a genuine fake. Maybe. That's a lot of nonsense. Who asked for that? Why are you reading out loud? You're somebody in the chat. Yeah. Saying no names, I said to read it out. You know, there's a bit of nuts, isn't it? Crikey. They had a pig's head. What? My wife, she loves alien TV shows. I do. It's a bit fun, isn't it? You know, bit laugh. I do love sci-fi. I do love sci-fi. Same old chap from the same old grifters, the same old conspiracies. Must be a slow news week. But it's not, is it? It's not as if all sorts have been happening this week. But I suppose it puts a bit of a twist, doesn't it? A little twist of lime to the news of the day, because it's all a bit miserable and it's just a bit funny, I suppose. Maybe. Oh, well. Oh, Randy Quaid. That's it, Randy Quaid. The guy with the aeroplane flying into Independence Day, the big laser thing. Yeah, blow up the world and all that. Oh my God, Randy Quaid. Oh my giddy aunt. He reminds me of a certain DUP, leader of the DUP party, of a certain ilk, of sort of feminine persuasion. They look just the same. They do. My giddy aunt. I don't know if he's sold any dodgy pellets anyway, you know. Granules for the old pellet burner. And also Randy Quaid, oh my giddy aunt. Oh, he had oh my God, what was it with Keith Rupert Murdoch? That's it. He had a grumble with Keith Rupert Murdoch. Quite a major grumble with Keith Rupert Murdoch. Keith Rupert Murdoch basically it destroyed him. And oh God. He made him ask, right? God, Bennett. This was put on the YouTube and quickly taken down. Anyway, he made a mask. He put it on his dear missus. And then recorded him. By the way, the mask was of Keith Rupert Murdoch. Yeah. His wife was wearing it. And Randy Quaid was doing the business. Yeah, and posted it on YouTube. Was it YouTube or was it Facebook? Oh, he put it online anyway. He put it online. It might have just been Twitter or something, but I don't. That's Randy. Quickly got taken down, obviously. I've actually got it. Actually, I managed to get the clip. I'll be in my file somewhere, but I obviously can't use it. But anyway, yeah, I'll get told off by YouTube. I'll get banned again. But Randy Quaid, what a character! Blimey. Our 4-year mission is to probe where no alien has been probed before. Probably. Oh, good night, Andrew. Take care. And good night for him. Bon nuit. Roberto Lednicker, probably. It's not aliens, it's pandas. Probably. Germany may or may not have captured a Dalek in the late 1930s, but it's just dissipated. It disappeared after the war. Quite possibly. Nice. God's sake. Oh, conspiracy theories, more. Murky. Getting shafted for once. Yeah. Keith Rupert Murdoch. I know that was... Has anyone seen that clip? That was quite shocking. Oh, yeah, no, buddy. I enjoyed when you dressed up as an NRA member. Maybe I'm subconscious of that shirt now. Nah. Anyway, I'm going to have to call that it. I'm so tired. I really am. And it's 3 hours. So I'm creeping up again, aren't I? I'm creeping up again. A man bunk wants to go to work. I'm sitting down having a quick tea in the work canteen, and it's still on. Get to bed, you old yin. Yeah, it's almost 12:30 a.m. Oh my god, yeah, that is here. There you are. Love you and Carol. I know you are right, and I am going to sign off because I am shattered. But 2 streams today. Yeah. I might do another one tomorrow. I don't know. Maybe we'll see. If anything's worth talking about or having a laugh about, we'll see what we can do. Anyway, I'd like to thank everybody for joining us tonight, and thanks to the spanners, including you, Mad Monk, if you're still listening in the canteen. And yeah, and obviously for the super chats, and that is really appreciated. It helps keep the channel afloat, to be honest. It really does, because you know, it's like everything. We've all got to eat. You know, I don't want to eat dogs. No, in fact, you might even get them a treat or two. Maybe. What do you reckon, guys? Got Sebastian there now. Got Wally. That's Wally. Wally, I've got to be careful with my chair. I've got to get Wally on my wheels. Pandora, she's disappeared. Got Sebastian. What do you want, boy? Come on. You've got to move. People want to see your head. Oh, it's a bear. Hello, bear. Thank you. Do you want another one? You missed out, you haven't you? Yes, you have. He's a good boy. Well, he's a bit of a barker, though, this one. Aren't you? You do like a bark. And he's got a really high-pitched bark, isn't he? What's that? Oh, Wally. Your turn. Oh, there we go. And Dora is not... Is she in there? No, she's not in there. Right. Anyway, time to go. I keep saying that. I mean it. I mean it this time. I do. Honest. Yeah. Well, do you know what we haven't done? Not that one. Oh, of course it is, but that one. So... Oh. No, you're welcome, my buddy. Yeah. I do appreciate everyone joining us on these live streams and that. It's just a bit of fun, doesn't it? You know? It's quite nice, but I do enjoy them. I do get tired though, be absolutely honest. For time with red eyes. Yeah. It's hot. Too hot and sweaty. Well, turn that one off. That one off there. Maybe. Bum 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 bum. Right. Oh God, have a bit of him.
But the about to deliver include the Brexit Freedoms Bill. The Brexit Freedoms Bill is a fantastic piece of legislation, defining constitutional piece of legislation that will remove the dead hand of EU laws from our statute book finally. There are over 2,400 EU laws that will be amended or repealed.
It's not my freedom of expression to protest violently. No, you can't just start a riot or glue yourself to the roads and get away with it. Yes, friends, as Attorney General, I had to go to court. Proofs established. The judges agreed with me last week in the Court of Appeal in the Colston statue case. And that's why our Public Order Bill will empower our police to stop this nuisance. So whether you're Just Stop Oil or Insulate Britain or Extinction Rebellion. You cross a line when you break the law, and that's why we'll keep putting you behind bars.
We face new challenges, and in addressing those challenges, we will act in a fiscally sustainable and responsible way. That is why, shortly, we will publish our medium-term fiscal plan, setting out our approach more fully. It will set out how we plan to get debt falling as a percentage of GDP over the medium term. And I have asked the OBR to publish a full economic and fiscal forecast alongside our medium-term fiscal plan. There is no path to higher sustainable growth without fiscal responsibility.
The NHS is and always has been a national endeavour. That was set out in 1944 when it was a Conservative politician, Sir Henry Willink, who put forward the proposals for a National Health Service. That's right, a Conservative MP from my home city of Liverpool who conceived the NHS. A good omen, I think.
Ta-ta.